There it is. Oh, she's hideous. Are you fucking kidding me? It was like, she's supposed to be like, whoa, so scary. Or like, no, look at me. I'm a monster. It's like, give me a goddamn break. I would have put some on her face. I would be like, all right, here you go. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. But this is Class in a Glass cast for your ass a little bit of sass, where I do answer my very generous patrons' Patreon questions, chat. I want to give them the respect that they deserve, okay? And let me actually refresh my page right here to see if I got any additional questions. I don't believe I did, but I want to make absolutely sure, chat. Let's see here. I think we're good. Nice. All right, cool. So, chat, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to read these and answer these in the order which I received them, chat. And so we're going to go Vanispheres, and then we're going to go Stefan Ducking Henry's. Those are the questions that we have. I believe we have about 10 questions tonight. And of course, I'll take questions from you guys as well. We'll have a nice, robust conversation tonight. But we'll start with Vanispheres first, and of course, I'll continue to welcome you guys as you pop in the stream. But Vanispheres, he does a lot of theme questions for me, which I like a theme. Makes it easy for me. And by the fact, Ducking Henry also did a theme too, which is cool. Based on Scream. But this is Vanispheres theme, chat. For this week's questions, let's go with Metal Gear Solid. So appropriate. After watching the recent James Bond film, No Time to Die, because Cary Fukunaga straight up uses a Metal Gear Solid plotline. Nanomachines, son. It's nanomachines. Yes. Gamesh, good to see you. Hola to you. Hope you're doing very well. I'm answering questions. The first question being movie question. It would not be a stretch to say that Metal Gear Solid has a certain cinematic flair. This is flair, chat. That's when I think of flair. Hand flair. Even simple moments like when Snake is talking to the DARPA chief are presented with a lot of camera changes, cutaways, etc. Yeah, very cinematic. Yeah, even for a PS1 game, it's like, Jesus. What is the most visually interesting film that you can think of? I mean, so many. But there's a lot. In many different genres. But a lot of the time, my mind does typically go to science fiction. And my mind went to, I think, one of the most influential science fiction films of all time. Whether or not you're a big fan of it or not, it does have a certain visual style that had a huge influence, not only on movies, of course, but also video games and television. No doubt about that. And just books in general. All sorts of mediums. And that's Blade Runner. That cyberpunk, that dystopian future. An amalgamation of various cultures, chats, like a blending of the East and the West. That movie, the constant rain, the old world mixed with the new world. Like it's not even like the old buildings or the old infrastructure was replaced, like it was replaced. No, it's just layered on top. That new stuff is layered on top, and it's like kind of gross looking. It's like it's futuristic, but it's like this is kind of. It's just like you put in like a shiny facade, but I can still see the grungy underbelly underneath it. Like Blade Runner is such a visually stunning movie to me, and its sequel, Blade Runner 2049, as well. Very pretty. I mean, Denis Villeneuve, I think, you can look at his entire work, and I mean, whether you like a lot of his movies or not, or you like some or you dislike some. His stuff is stunning. It made sense for him to like carry over from Ridley Scott to make his own version of Blade Runner. But Blade Runner is definitely high on the list. Whether you're a big fan of the movie or if you're not. I just love I love the dystopian look. I love the use of colors. I love the environment, how it's in the future, but at the same time, it's a future that kind of failed to replace the old world. It's still that old world is still there. The dilapidated buildings are still there, and they try to put like a new kind of shiny facade, but that shiny facade is just wearing thin. I really dig that. Villeneuve. I'm calling him Denis Villeneuve. His mama named him Villeneuve. I'm calling him Villeneuve, chat. Blade Runner 1, both. The original and 2049. I mean, I guess I would maybe give it more to the original Blade Runner. just because obviously it came out first, and it's had an influence and impact on filmmakers and writers and video game creators, and I mean authors for years. And so definitely Blade Runner and its sequel, Blade Runner 2049, but more so the original film. Other than that, I had several other ones here. Mad Max Fury Road. I think when we typically think of the Mad Max films, the original ones of Mel Gibson, One and Road Warrior and Thunderdome. It's like, oh yeah, typical, desert post-apocalyptic feel to it, no doubt. But when you look at Fury Road, I will say it's like, it has an interesting color palette. Where I remember like when the production stills in the movie were being released, and they were all good. Like, look at the production stills when they were like marketing the movie. This was even before a trailer. I actually said this before a trailer. They were just showing stuff like the film was going to look like, and everything was so saturated in gray and blue. I was like, okay. But then when we saw the first trailer, you had all these fucking colors, and they all popped and stuff. They all changed it, obviously, in post-production. And I just really like this kind of like poppy bubble, not even bubble gum, but it's I guess the thing you could almost say it looks like maybe something like Borderlands to a degree, but it's like its color palette is very different than the previous Mad Max films, and a lot of post-apocalyptic content. It's despite being in a desert setting, it's very vibrant at the same time, and I like its use of color in that movie like a lot. So it's always kind of weird to me that they have like a black and white version, which I never actually seen, because I just love those colors in the movie. I think they just look so cool. It's stunning. That's that's probably one of my favorite things about that film is just its general aesthetic. A couple other things too, on top of my head. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. I mean, I guess I don't think we really saw an animated film like that. And maybe if we did, there are few and far between, where it did feel like it would set in a comic book world. Like, even if you look in the backgrounds, where it had that dot art, which I thought was so cool. And it was, it was soft focus and things, but it literally had that dot art. If you look close enough, it's like, oh, I could see it. I could see the fucking dots. And the use of color in that movie. And I think that film was just so revolutionary. It's inspired so many things. That animation style too. We saw the animation style to a degree in something like The Mitchells versus the Machines, and that's like kind of now. It's like when I think of the best of Sony animation, that's what I go to now. It's Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse and The Mitchells versus the Machines. I really like that, and so I think we're going to see a lot of other films coming from Sony that are going to have that visual style, whether it be Spider-Verse or Mitchells. A few other ones, Grand Budapest Hotel. Wes Anderson, he's that kind of filmmaker where it's like, like some of his stuff, dislike some of his stuff, but Grand Budapest is definitely my favorite. And again, I think it's just the use of color, his framing, the use of color, where what takes place in the 19-teens, we're on like the eve of World War I, maybe it was like right after World War I, I'm trying to remember specifically. But I just love all of the pinks and the lime greens and the baby blues in that and the purples, both for like just the wallpaper and the paint and the characters' outfits. I just really like that movie's use of color. And despite the time period, the 19-teens are pretty fucking rough, I would say, Chad. But I loved how that all just, even like when we're in the even that one scene when they're in the prison, they're having like the little treats in the bakery and stuff. I love that. Oh, thank you, Soldier Blue. Thank you so much for getting us up to Smiles. Appreciate you. Naya Brownie's here. Welcome to the stream, Technician. Good to see you too. Look at all these fine people that are coming in here. Baby GTG's here as well. Wow-wee-wah. Good to see you, Chad. And the last film I would mention is Drive. I really love how Nicholas Winding Refn filmed Los Angeles. And again, it's like, I think, for whatever reason, I think like the use of pink in movies is, I like. Because I think in Blade Runner there's a lot of pink, Blade Runner 2049 there's a lot of pink, Mad Max Fury Road there's pink, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse there's pink, Grand Budapest there's pink, and in Drive there's pink. I don't know. There's just something about that palette and the use of that color and the way he showcased Los Angeles. I really like that. You hated Drive? I love Drives. That's the thing. I'm not a big fan of Nicholas Winding Refn's other movies, but I really, really love Drive. It has so much fucking style. And it's brutally violent, too. Yeah, I love that. Newsy Ducky Heights. Newsy Ducky, good to see you. Hello. Now, Brownie, of course you noticed me 50 years later. I'm sorry. Bad Boy, the Cabin of Dr. Caligari. You know, I've actually never seen that. The gothic horror film that pretty much laid the foundation for future directors from Ted Browning to Tim Burton and Guillermo del Toro. I still got to watch that movie. Yes. Now someone asked him his favorite color. Pink. It's actually blue. Navy blue, that is. I like how it looks, but it's not that visually appealing to me. For me, it's the vibe of the music and the music. Oh, yeah, definitely the music. I mean, Kavinsky and all that shit. Definitely. Yeah. Pink makes men think of, whoa. I don't know. But yeah, those are the films that I just think of like a certain style or that are visually interesting. I just like to look at them. Blade Runners, Mad Max Fury Road, Spider-Man and Spider-Verse, Grand Budapest Hotel, Drive. Those are the ones that I'd like. I'm like, yeah, I would like the aesthetics of these movies. For me. So I hope that answers your question, Vinny. Pink makes me think of vaginas. That might, yeah. Sure. I guess that too. TV question from Vanny. Metal Gear's story pulls the soap opera trope of finding out the villain is actually your twin brother. It's true, Liquid Stick. Since this is a Hideo Kojima game, it's of course not just as simple as an evil twin, but rather a genetic experiment called Les Enfants Terribles. Yes. While this ended up working fairly well for the game, it did. Things get super weird by part 4. Yup, with Ocelot hosting Liquid Snake's DNA in his arm. Liquid Snake's in his arm, chat, which is weird. Well, I do really love this franchise. It's easy to say that it does go off the deep end from time to time. Occasionally it does. Well, their show started off with a neat idea concept. It got so damn meta that it turned to a big old mess. I think one of the obvious ones is Family Guy. I think that was kind of so appealing about Family Guy initially. Well, not, like the early seasons of Family Guy, like 1999 to like 2004. That's when I watched the show. Like those first 4 or 5 seasons I thought were really good. And they had those cutaway gags, which they're famous for, chat. And they're like, they were very biting, very blunt, very of the time. But that just became so much of the show where that was just the formula. And it got tired. Where before, I really liked that. And I remember those being funny. But that became so much of the focus of, I think, of the series that it just started to annoy me. And I think that you started to see the neglect for the other characters, and how they too became boring. Like, I love Stewie being the evil baby and being so having that really dry humor. And now he's nowhere. He's not like that in any capacity. A lot of these characters I think just got, like, Brian was always kind of like the voice of reason. He was that guy that was like, Peter, don't do that. And he just became this just annoying, just like he's like the quote unquote annoying liberal that like Fox News talks about. It's like, God damn it, man, please stop. It's like it just grates on your nerves. And yeah, I think they just they stumbled to a degree, and where those cutaways were so funny eventually, and they were so meta and so topical, they kind of just became annoying for me. So definitely Family Guy. And like Meg became like like Brian became Brian became the douche liberal. Stewie they just leaned into him being gay, and that's what it's all about now. And like with Meg, she just became the punching bag. That's all it is. And yeah, occasionally those things will be funny. Occasionally I'm like, I'd laugh, but it's that they're just so fucking one note. I haven't watched Family Guy recently, so I don't know, but I did stop watching. I think that was the big reason. I just got bored. It felt tired after a while. And this other one I go back and forth on, because sometimes like they want me back for several episodes, and by the time I'm out again, and it's South Park. And South Park kind of has the same problem that Family Guy does to a degree. Not so much it's the cutaway gags. They don't do that. It's like South Park famously mocked Family Guy for that, which I know got in Seth MacFarlane's craw. He did not like that. He got a little pissed off about it. But South Park, I remember like the beginning of the show, they would always have the central story. And then in the background, the B plot would always be whatever the big pop culture zeitgeist thing was, the thing that was being talked about at the time. And I noticed a shift where you had the A plot where the boys or the characters of South Park are doing their own story, and you had the thing in the background. They're like, oh, I see what they're referencing and things. But then it shifted, and it became where the B plot became the A plot. The pop culture thing is the thing that they always talk about, and then everything else is in the background now, which I'm like, that and then in much the same way that like Family Guy, that got tired, that got annoying. Sometimes they hit it, sometimes they fucking nail it, and I think it's like really funny. Famously, the Winnie the Pooh thing with China, that was fucking great. The stuff with like the election, very very funny. That turnaround, they put the episode in one day, like that's amazing. Like the 2008 election of McCain and Obama. The Indiana Jones one. Like the one where it's like our friend was raped, and it's because they were referencing that they saw Indiana Jones that came with the Crystal Skull. Like that's really funny. But then there's other ones I'm just like, this just doesn't fucking work. Where it feels tired. Yeah, but I go back and forth with South Park like all the time, and sometimes I'm like, this is really good, and other times I'm just like, I'm not digging this anymore. So it became repetitive. Yeah. I couldn't stand the repeat, repetitive jokes. Yeah, the snook. It was hard watching Garrison as Trump for me. Yeah, well, Garrison, that even felt tired after a while. Smack the damn record player. Tom Cruise in the closet. Yeah, that was going. Yeah, again, it's weird. Like, I go back and forth with South Park. Or Family Guy, I feel like that's like, I can't do it anymore with them. Parker and Stone. I think this, you know what? I know that they're often praised. That's a good point, Kazfay. Parker and Stone have a history of rushing episodes too. Yeah, I mean, famously. That's what they're known for. They're known for their quick turnaround. And I think that hurts the writing. Where that's why none of these jokes feel finished. Or they feel half-baked. A lot of the ideas feel half-baked. And sometimes they'll hit it. They got something good. It's like, oh, that was a great episode. And then one after that's a great episode. And after that's like, ew. These next several just aren't very good. New episodes are hitting. Also, I heard that they're supposed to release 2 movies this year. Yeah, I heard that. I also heard that they're going to be selling the property in the next few years for like billions of dollars. So, hey, good for them. South Park still has its moments. It does. I'm not writing off completely, but it is that show I'm kind of in and out of consistently. I think I just like too much on cutaway gags. Yes. How do you feel American Dad? I never really watched American Dad. I watched a few episodes and I liked what I saw, but I never watched it consistently like Family Guy or like The Simpsons or a number of other like animated comedies. Like the animated comedies that I'm currently watching now, like consistently. Bob's Burgers. I really love Bob's Burgers and Rick and Morty. Those are the 2 big ones for me at the moment. Like I used to watch Archer religiously, but I fell off after they started doing the one-off seasons. I know it's back now, but I just haven't watched it. And yeah, I'm trying to think of like any other anime. Like Bob's Burgers to me has kind of inherited the mantle that The Simpsons carried for years. Where it was so much like, despite The Simpsons get in the ridiculous situations, and they're topical, but there was a wholesomeness to it, like before, like Homer just became simply an idiot and a bad father. He was a father that, yeah, he was stupid, he was a little slow, but he tried his best. Where now Homer's like not that at all. He's not the dad that tries his best. He's just the. All they do now is it's the same thing with Family Guy. They just put the Simpsons in whatever the new pop culture thing is, and they write an episode around that. Where like all those early Simpsons episodes, especially like seasons 2 through 9, there was a wholesomeness to each one, and I like that. Really about the family. And I don't think it's about that anymore, which is too bad. They should ended it with the fucking movie when they did back in like 2007. That would have been a perfect way to end the show. It's like, okay, that's the Swans. I like the Simpsons movie a lot. Simpsons Walk So, Bob's Burger, very much so. Yeah, because Bob's Burgers, I haven't watched the most recent season, but it's like Bob and Linda, they still try. And yeah, those kids can be fucking cruel, but even, but they're kids. They're learning, their morality still being informed. But I still feel that there's love in that family, despite the dysfunction, despite the stress, despite whatever the hardships they're going through. There is that one wholesome core to it that is always consistent, and I feel in every episode. Whereas I think with The Simpsons and Family Guy, especially Family Guy, that's run dry. That's gone for me. Homer now would never have to do it for her moment. No, he would not. He would not. Exactly, would not. Nope. Now, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like that fucking moment, like with Maggie, do it for her moment. Yeah, I don't think it wouldn't be there anymore. Bob and Linda actually have a healthy relationship. They do love each other. Yeah, Bobby. Oh, hey, Lynn. I don't know. Bob's Burgers is so weird to me. It's kind of hard to stay with it. It has an ugly animation style. I will say that. Like they are not pretty characters to look at. Yeah, they're kind of grotesque. Like no one has a fucking chin. They're all neck. They're all fucking neck. 50C is just too good. Yeah, I mean, sometimes things just need to end. I was talking about this, what was it, today? I'm talking about The Walking Dead. That's been going on Robert Kirkman originally pitched The Walking Dead as the zombie movie that never ends. And as a stupid kid, I went, that's awesome. But then I realized, this needs to end. We need to finish this up. It's the same thing with the fucking TV show, because eventually it's going to peter out. And that's what happened in the comic, where he ended the comic suddenly out of the blue. And it was like, okay, this issue 217 will be the last one. And we're like, wait, what? And it ended, it was like, oh, okay. And on a fucking whimper. Same with Invincible. And on a whimper. And I imagine the TV show will do the same. Bowser feels more grounded to me even when there's dysfunction. You can still, you could have to. Agreed, Aqua, agreed. Rick and Morty is the only one I keep. I like Rick and Morty a lot. And that is super exaggerated, but I still really like that show. Mm-hmm. As much as cartoons can love each other with they have no fucking chins. They got nothing. Lyrics have been better, The Simpsons or The Walking Dead. The kids are assholes. The kids are absolutely fucking assholes in Bob's Burgers, especially what's her name? Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it, the little one, Bunny Ears. I can't remember her name. You have Jean. You have oh my God, I can't. Louise, yeah, Louise is a little shit. She's a little ringleader. Tina. Yeah, Louise, she's a little ringleader, little con artist too. But yeah, chat go back to my answers. Family Guy and South Park are shows that they get very meta. But I think Family Guy's where it's welcome, and South Park again. I flip flop back constantly, 180 constantly with that show. Kristen Schaal is an incredibly talented voice actor. She does a great job. I haven't seen season 5 Rick and Morty yet. I've heard mixed things, but I'm super. I really like the finale. Is amazing. There's not every episode that season works. Like the Voltron episode was the worst one. I hated the Voltron episode, but there was the Captain Planet parody episode, and that was great. Like the finale and the 1 hour finale was awesome, and that Captain Planet episode was like really fucking good. I love that one. They had Allison Brie come in and do the voice of the Planetina. Very funny, where Morty gets in a relationship with the Captain Planet character, Planetina. And it kind of broke me a little. It was like, Jesus Christ. It felt very real. RD, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. That guy died after, season 8, but I still watch. You still watch Cowboy Fly? Yeah, Planetina. Do you hate how much I relate to Tina in my she very much my teenage self. Elsa Bree says she's a cutie patootie. She is a cutie patootie, to say the least. John Elfman, good to see you. Oh, damn, I don't know if it went through. Why, hello, John Elfman. Welcome to stream, good sir. I hope you're doing very well. We're just talking. I'm just answering questions right now, having some good discussions with the chat. Moving on to the next question. Video game question, chat. Austin, have a great night. Thank you for stopping the stream. Video game question from Vanny. The Metal Gear franchise revolutionized stealth action. Yeah, agreed. With some genuinely interesting boss fights. Yes. Psycho Mantis's controller swapping mechanic was an act of meta genius. What other game boss comes to mind when you think of interesting mechanics? I thought of 2. One of them is actually from another Metal Gear game. I'm actually curious if you have some other ones too. But one I instantly thought of, and it's my favorite boss battle in the entire Arkham Batman series by Rocksteady and also WB Montreal. And it's in Arkham City where you fight Mr. Freeze. And it's not a conventional boss battle where you go up and you punch him. What you do is you're placed in a specific environment with him, and you have to use the environment to your advantage to take him out. So, for example, I place a bomb behind a wall, a destructible wall with my bat gel. And once he walks by it, boom, I get him with that. But then he'll be smart, and he'll ice up all the walls that look like they're damaged. And so I can't do that again. And it's like, shit. And so I have to change it up then. It's like, okay, if he walks under a gargoyle, I have to stay away from him. I'll come down on him, not in a sexual way, Chad. Not in a sexual way. That's only for Nora. That's for Nora and Victor, Chad. I'm not privileged enough to come down on Victor Freeze, Mr. Freeze. But I'll get him via the gargoyle, hit him in the fucking helmet, try to disable his suit, and he'll throw me off. I got to go out of there. But then he'll freeze all the gargoyles and destroy them. And so it's a boss battle where I constantly have to, I'm limited what I can do. It's like I could do this at first, but then that's taken out. I do this other thing, this time, but then that's removed. And so I love the structure of that. And you really just have to okay, what do I have at my disposal? What could I use? If I use a specific gadget, he'll fucking disrupt that gadget and make it impossible for me to use it again. It's like, I really love this shit. The Mr. Freeze boss battle, for me, is definitely the best boss battle in the Arkham series, and one of the best boss battles of all time. I just love that. You have to, it's not like go up and punch it, dodge. No, think about this. Have a strategy. I'm going to do this, and then this, and then this. Be Batman. That's what Batman would do. This is Batman going, all right, I can't fight him conventionally. I have to use the environment to my advantage. I used to use my gadgets in this specific way, and it's great. It's so good. Show, thank you, 100 videos. My heart's a pitter-pattering. Good to see you, Show. How you doing tonight? Take me out to dinner first. I know, at least. That's the least. I could take him out to dinner, and then I would go down on him, Chad, as you know. He's a smart villain. He is. It's really incredibly creative. Yeah, and there hasn't been another... I mean, there's some great boss battles in the Arkham series, there's no doubt, but that was the one I'm like, this is special. This is a special boss battle. And I really like that one. And the other one, Chad, this is from Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater, which is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game. You fight a character named The End in that game. And he's like this old man who's this expert marksman, expert sniper. And you could... Yeah, I mean, what you could do is you can avoid him, use stealth to your advantage, Chad, to get close enough to him to fucking kill him. You can counter-snipe him, but there's another thing that you can do, and I was like, wait a minute, because so often people just go to the Psycho Mantis battle from Metal Gear Solid 1, of course, where you switch out your controller because he takes over your control. You can't do anything. He reads your memory card. Oh, you play a lot of Castlevania. And all that's like, oh, God, so meta. But... And you unplug the controller 1 slot into slot 2, and then you're able to fight. He's like, what? Hideo Kojima does that in other games. One of the options to kill The End is you can kill him with old age. He could just die of old age. The way to do it, chat, is to go into your PS2 settings and move the time up to like a year, to like next year. And you switch that, and then you reload the game, and he'll be dead. That's what you could fucking do. And I thought, that is so cool. And no one talks about that. No one ever mentions that that's the way you can kill him. You can change your in-game clock and then go back to the game, and then he'll just be dead. It's like, oh, and then you can continue on. I thought that was so clever. Snake Eater. That's a great song. Great song. Show, think of 100 days, my heart's a pitter-pattering. Appreciate that. I think with Arkham, you have the appreciate both the Scarecrow. I like the Scarecrow fights, too. I like the Scarecrow fights in Arkham Asylum. Very good. For that reason, they stand out. They do. Yeah, the Scarecrow fights are are definitely the best boss battles in the first Arkham. No doubt. But again, Mr. Freeze, Batman Arkham City, and The End, by literally changing the settings on the PlayStation 2, the clock, to kill him. You have to do time travel to kill that old man. It's really fucking creative, Chat. One of my favorite boss battles is Volvagia. That sounds sexual. In Ocarina of Time. Their fights were super intense. Yeah, like on a little Metroidvania kind of sections. Scarecrow and Titans is the worst. Yeah, aren't they making him like what was it? Hannibal Lecter like character? Look about Chris. Do you remember that scene of Homer running out of his job because the fire alarm went off and he blocks out the exit so his clerks can't get out? Kind of dark. I remember that. Great scene. And like he's rewarded for it by Mr. Burns and Smithers. Yes, Simpson. Do I know him, Smithers? Yes, sir. What sector? He works in sector something. No, it's a great scene. I'm drinking a red burgundy wine. It's delicious. I'm a wine daddy after all. Indeed. It's good. It's good, chat. It's nice. Nice little palate cleanser after my meal that I had earlier. But yeah, those are my top two, chat. Burgundy. That's right. And now, chat, we'll move on to Vanny's penultimate question, chat. Not his final question. His penultimate question. Content creator question. Hideo Kojima is that weird sort of artistic genius who everyone says needs to be left off the corporate chains and be allowed to make whatever he wants. And then we get Death Stranding, which a lot of people do like. I'm not a big fan of it, though. While I do stand by the argument that artists should be free to express themselves and fulfill their vision, there's something to be said for someone to pull in the reins and tell them no, and the idea is just flat out bad. As a content creator, was there ever a project you wanted to work on that someone said was a bad idea or encouraged you to tone it down? Did you listen to them, or did you push on? How did it turn out? It's not. I think I've been good about executing my ideas, but not doing too much where I'm just overwhelmed. Like I work on a lot of stuff, Chad. I do my Twitch streams. I do my full-length video and audio commentaries on Patreon. I do my Discord stuff. The Discord discourse episodes. I do have ideas of things I want to do. I think it would be fun someday to do like a graphic novel book club where we talk about a graphic novel review one, or kind of a discussion about like have you guys vote which one you want me to do a scene like a scene by scene breakdown of a graphic novel, like a breakdown of The Dark Knight Returns, a breakdown of like Kraven's Last Hunt, like something like that, done the same way in my movie reviews. But I realize I don't. If I do something like it would be too much because I have to read it and that'll take time, and I would love to do something like that someday. And I've talked about it with other people, but I've realized I'm not physically able to do that yet. Like Discord discourse. I've bounced off ideas with some of my mods and Josh and Vanny about changing the structure of that show into where before it was just like we just did watch parties. We just watched the movie, but I wanted to make it more discussion based. I wanted people to actually have a voice. And Chris Harris, I think even Chris Harris brought it up, or someone brought it up today. I think it was Chris Harris or Casfe. But they mentioned they like to actually just talk to me and talk about something instead of just like having to type in the chat, And it makes it easier for people, I think. And so. I guess if anything, I bounced off these ideas of people and, came up with like a better structure for it. And I guess the Discord discourse, my movie and cartoon discussions on Discord have really kind of kicked off in a great way. And, trying to make them better, of course, and maybe I'll make some adjustments along the way. But so far they're going well. So I guess that's, most recently, that's something I'm like, I want to make some improvements on this. I think there's a way to make it better instead of just sitting there and just watching a movie. So I like that. And it's content creation and it's content creation. It's new content for you guys to listen to and potentially participate in if you choose to. I think it's really cool. And there's no fucking clue what any of these words mean. New stuff I've been working on. Oh, yes. Bob Barros in Barbos in DMC was good. See, I'm not too familiar with that. I played that game, but I'm not too familiar with that. Chris is our hardworking streamer dad. Goddamn right, I'm a streamer dad, chat. You're my children. You're my baby boos. I gotta feed you. I gotta take care of them. Like the trivia show you do with Corey. But thank you. Yeah, no, it's what do you know? It's been fun to do that. I hope you guys. I'm glad you guys. Hope you guys have been enjoying them. I don't know what we did. James Bond most recently had. Oh God, who was our guest? Shit. Oh my God. Brandon Swafford, right? Brandon Swafford. He was great. A lot of energy, good energy, chat. They made for a fun time. Yeah, I'm not a bad dad, Buck. I'm a good dad. Hell yeah. Dragon reaction with you on is the biggest point. That's the thing that you're right, Smiles. I found that that's the best thing I think just to create a better relationship with your community and just to retain that audience. People want to talk to you. They want to discuss something with you. And I think like making people part of the content in a controlled environment though, because I don't want anything to go off the rails. And Discord so far has just been, people have been very polite and giving everyone a chance to talk. And I want to give everyone a chance to talk if they choose to, and that's good. And that's why I like doing the same thing. I like doing Class and Glass cast chat. It's just literally me answering my patrons' questions and also responding to you guys and your feedback. That's what it is. And so I think I always that's at the forefront. That's always at the forefront of my mind is keeping my audience first. It's like there'll be like for my movie reviews, like, my doing my scene by scene breakdowns. I mean, that's very much me. I'm like, I'm going, I'm doing the structure and things. Maybe I'll occasionally look at the chat, but that's pretty much like, it'll be that way for whatever. And same with the tunes and things. But everything else is, I'm very much keeping it conversational. That's always been my content. I like conversations. I think that typically, inspires the best content. At least that's how I feel. I have played Code Veronica. I've not played in a while though, but I have played Code Veronica. I think that's sort of a beauty of these Saturday streams. It always has a great vibe and feels like a great back and forth, especially when we get to the personal questions about that bring our conversation between the chat and you. Exactly. I'm not a bad dad. I'm a great dad. I'm so good. But yes, I'll play Code Veronica on stream someday. I'm interested to see how that game is aged. I remember like the villains of that being really really corny. The voice acting not particularly great. I want to play that. Oh, and Steve. Wasn't that character named Steve? Oh, he's the fucking worst. That'll be fun. Great job and engage with the community. Your hard work is really appreciated. Thank you, Aqua. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the community and having this discussion. It's so good. But yeah, hope that answers your question, Vanny. I think it's good. It's good to ask every once in a while. It's good to ask. Like, what do you think of the structure? I typically do at the end of every Discord discourse. What do you think of this? What do you like? What do you want to do in the future? You know, what you want to hand in the content. I want to make sure. I mean, if you're paying for it, I want to make sure you have a hand in content. If I need to improve anything, then I will do so. I'll work on it, best of my ability. Had some great feedback today from Vanny. Vanny, in fact, he said that it would be better to put out the polls early for the movie and cartoon discussions so they have time to watch them. And so we could really discuss it. Like, yep, that's right, because I put them out late. I typically do that. Is that something I want to do? Yes. Dark Souls 10th anniversary. Yeah, it came out in 2011. That's right. Good game. I got to play one of the Dark. I'm going to probably play Dark Souls Remastered sometime in 2022. Definitely looking forward to that. What's my least favorite Resident Evil game? 6. Oh, 6 by far. Of the ones that I've played, which I haven't played every single Resident Evil game. I played all the numbered ones. I played 0, I played 1, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The new remakes, of course. 7, 8, obviously. But 6 is oof. That's a oofa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely the worst one. I don't think that's a controversial answer either. Back 4 is fun. Beat it already. Oh, 4 is so good. No, Resident Evil 4. Oh, you're saying Back 4 Blood? You're saying just 4. But either. I'm very excited to play Back 4 Blood, which I will be playing Tuesday. And and I will be playing Resident Evil 4 sometime this month as well. For me, actually, 6 is so bad. It's one of my guilty pleasures because of the multiplayer. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, co-op campaigns. I get that. Good to see you, by the way, Burrito. Hope you're doing well. Back 4 Blood and Recruit. Gotcha. But now, Chair, let's go ahead and move on to Vanny's last question. He does have a music question for me, chat. Metal Gear's soundtrack was a personal favorite of mine from high school through college, due in no small part to the track called The Best Is Yet to Come. Good song. Its slower, more operatic tone was a nice contrast to the more industrial techno sound of the rest of the game. An argument could be made that it's just pretentious and self-serving to Kojima's ego. Kojima, listen, he has a big ego. I've heard from people that worked with him that he has a big ego. If you look at Kojima's Instagram account, it's usually screenshots of what he's listening to via his Sony Music Player app. The app makes it look like he's listening to a cassette player. Of course. Do you think his music choices like The Best Yet to Come serve the story? Is it just a nice track that's it, or Kojima be Kojima? It's a combination. It's a combination of all these things. Listen, I'm a fan of Metal Gear Solid, chat. Am I a fan of every game? No. I think there's some great games in the franchise, and there's ones that I'm like, I don't get what you're trying to do. Like I always say, I love Metal Gear Solid 1, I love 3, and I love 5. Phantom Pain. The odd number ones are my favorite. I mean, there are good moments in 2, there are good moments in 4, but would I ever play those games again? Probably not, unless I do them for a stream, of course. But, there's a lot. I will say, I do like the music for Metal Gear Solid. As ridiculous as the scenarios get in those games, there is something about those. When you like the intro to Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, it's like a Bond movie, or like those the 9-minute trailer for Phantom Pain. He plays all this goddamn. I wish I could play the music on here. I can't yet because it's all copyrighted music, but I fucking dig it because it literally is an opera. It is a spy techno thriller opera. And it's over the top, and it's ridiculous, and there's decades of history and character building, and some of it is really grounded and really serious and very emotional, and other times it's goofy as fuck, and it's all blended into these games, and it's that kind of thing where you gotta take it or you gotta leave it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I've always liked the music in the series. And I think it's always fit the tone very well. I mean, I'll play some of the music, chat. Like I can't play the copyrighted songs, but I'll play I'll play the original Metal Gear Solid theme. It's so goddamn good. It's iconic. I love the orchestral. We get some really cool synth and music in Metal Gear Solid, but I love their orchestral stuff as well. Metal Gear Solid 3 theme. That's my favorite theme. Ba-na-ba, ba-na-ba-ba. Ba-na-ba-ba-na-na-da. Dude, I mean, it's one of the most iconic themes in fucking video games, Chef. Yeah, here we go. There we
What
go.
if-
God damn it, ads. God damn ads. You play Metal Gear Solid 2 on stream one day. I will. No, I'll play them all on stream. I have not yet played any of the Metal Gear games on stream, but I will play them all on stream someday. I like Peace Walker as well. Ooh, Chad. Here we go, Chad. Here we go. Some good shit. Yes, indeed. It takes a while, though, Chad. This song is 6.5 minutes. It takes a little while. Watch the Wu-Tang Saga. I'm curious and music listening. I can't play that. I can't play that on stream. Oh, shit. Hold on. It builds or it takes a while. It takes a hot minute. Takes a minute. Favorite video game soundtracks? I'll answer that in a second, Gamesh. Listen to this theme right here, chat. One that I can play. I think I can play video game music on. Oh. Ooh, chat. Here we go. Fucking playing this back in my PS2, chat. Woo! Oh, here we go. Oh, it's so good. Oh, yeah, this is the shit. So goddamn good. I can only imagine. Like, I think. Because that Metal Gear Solid 1 movie, I don't know what form of production it's in. Apparently it's happening. Jordan Vogt Roberts apparently is directing. Who fucking knows? But if they fucking have, like, if Oscar Isaac is indeed Snake, Solid Snake, chat, and I hear that song fucking come up with that orchestra and the swell, I'll be like, oh my God. I just hope. And actually, 1 would be the easiest one to adapt. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. The other ones, good fucking luck. Good luck with fucking 2. But... oh my God, there's some about this shit. This makes me want to jump in my room. Exactly, Lorenzo. It's just like there's something about it. It's like, yeah. Now he's like, oh. I mean, to go to one of those. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Whoo, my Lord. That was fire, right? I'm telling you, chat. Only gets more money from the rest of you. I hope so, too. Hope so, too. I mean, you gotta fight a giant mech and everything, too, and Metal Gear. But, tweets my horn. Don't let Metal Gear always swing with their son. Yeah, they're great. No, I've always appreciated one of the things I think I could say consistently about the series is, in whatever entry it is, you know, I haven't played Metal Gear Survive, but whatever. But, like, all the numbered entries, the music is always really fucking good. Like, Hideo Kojima, he has an ear for music and for soundtracks and for scores. Like, he does a good job with that, obviously. And, yeah. So I've always appreciated the series for that. Some of my other scores that I've mentioned before, but you know, I'm a number of Final Fantasy scores, a lot of chiptune music, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Zelda soundtracks, more orchestral stuff that I love. The Mass Effect trilogy, of course, very big on that. Skyrim, very big on that. Last of Us, I think, is great. Uncharted. Oh, now the Uncharted theme channel. I mean, now let me talk about, like, you know, everyone knows, like, you know, Indiana Jones, bum ba bum ba bum ba 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 ba. But if you want to think about what is a modern day successor to obviously Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones's theme, that fucking Uncharted theme, Chad. Ooh, baby. All right, here we go. Bongos in the background. That's what I'm talking about, Chad. Fire. Straight fire. So good. So Days Gone soundtrack is really good. See, I've not yet played that game. But a lot of people have been say that it's underappreciated. I gotta check that out sometime. That's the twerk. That's the twerk music, Chad. Hell yeah. When your lady or your guy starts twerking that stuff, put a fucking ring on it, Chad. Put a goddamn ring on it. And go to town. That's what you should be doing. So yeah, I mean, obviously those pieces of music are some of my favorites. I mean, I love listening to that. Chris Sherman has the exaggerated swag with suburban Caucasian dad drinking crunchy milk. Yay! That's right. You know it, Naya. And I'm single, or maybe not. Music's live. Composers can get the blood pumping fast, and writers or directors can. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's right. Sound Hill theme's great. Yeah. Yeah. I wish our dog would just do a remake of Uncharted 1 instead of try to make less. That's the thing. I agree with you. Like, if you had to remake any Naughty Dog game, remake Uncharted 1. Yeah, Uncharted 1 is fun, but it's definitely the most dated of the series. Yeah, that's the one they should do. No doubt about that. I would much. That's a great fucking idea, WinFox. I don't know anyone. I'm telling Squish too. Oh no. No! Oh, God. Here it is. I should have said, I'm joking. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Try one should have a remake. Yeah, agreed. Mm-hmm. Any game with a score by Jesper Kidd from Hitman to Assassin's Creed. Oh, yes, that's great. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the games anymore, the scores. Fucking lit, chat. Fucking lit. Definitely. Uncharted Gun Gunplay is definitely dated. Yes. Agreed. Mutes. No, Newsy Ducky, don't mute. Oh, no, everyone mad at me. Everyone getting mad at me. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. But I believe that is Vanny's last question. Yes, it is. Vanny's last question. So I hope you like the answer, Vanny. It's a combination of things in regards to Kojima. It's his ego. It's his ear for it. Yeah. All services him. And Metal Gear Solid. And now, chat, we'll move on. Thank you, Vanny, so much for being a Juicy Gauge subscriber. Do appreciate your support. We're going to go ahead and move on to Ducking Henry, chat, to Stefan Henry, who I was talking with earlier. Talk about that Avatar The Last Airbender earlier tonight, chat. It was good. Good concept. Book 1, Water. Nearly a 2-hour discussion. Check that episode out, chat. Discord Discourse on Class in a Glass, episode 2. Check it out. And now, chat, go to Stefan. The Shape, good to see you, The Shape. Welcome, Michael. Hope you're doing well, Chris. I am doing well, man. I'm just doing my Patreon discussion, my Class in the Glass cast for you with a little bit of sass, where I read my very generous patrons' Patreon questions. It's been good so far. Been very nice. But now, let's go ahead and move on to Stefan's first question. Juicy, would you like to play a game? Oh, sorry, wrong movie. The week you reviewed Scream 1 and 2, two great movies that, as you said, revived the horror genre, definitely in the 90s, absolutely. No question. Question 1. Scream was not the first meta movie, but it came out in a time before being meta was a trend as it is now. Very true. What are some of your favorite meta movies and games? In terms of movies, it's interesting because I looked at there is a lot of meta horror films out there. And a lot of meta genre movies, I think, in general. Specifically for, definitely the action genre, I would say, and the horror genre, and its various subgenres. But before we had Wes Craven's Scream, chat, we had Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was a meta movie. Almost like the prototype to Scream in a way. Where that film was a Nightmare on Elm Street sequel, except it wasn't like, set in the timeline of the original movies, if you want to consider it even has a timeline, chat. They have a chronological order. But it was an examination of the franchise itself, where the Nightmare films happened, but you had, like, all these characters come back, like Robert Englund, like Wes Craven was actually in the movie, and it was just critiquing and discussing the franchise, chat, where literally Freddy Krueger is made corporeal and real and is haunting and murdering all the actors. And it's a really fun film. To me, it's one of my favorite of the Nightmare movies. If I had to, like, my trilogy, the Nancy trilogy, chat, the Wes Craven trilogy, you want to call it that, Nightmare 1, Dream Warriors, and New Nightmare, I loved its meta commentary and its analyzing franchise filmmaking and how you're just fucking milking it to absolute death, and it's become sanitized and cauterized. So, definitely New Nightmare. And Your Next is great. I didn't even have that on the list block, but yeah, Your Next, great examination of the slasher genre, flipping it on its head. And like, wait, are the slashers the most dangerous individual in this movie, or is it the victims? The victim's actually the most dangerous people in this movie, or a perceived victim. Very interesting. Another horror film, chat, does the same thing that I think that Scream does or New Nightmare does, but especially Scream, more so Scream, where it analyzes the horror tropes, dissects these common horror tropes that we often see, and that's Cabin in the Woods. I think a really underappreciated horror comedy, chat. I remember when the movie came out and like it had no, I mean, people just, I don't think people got it. I don't think a lot of people got it. I don't think audiences got it. I think critics did, but audiences just seemed to be not interested in it. But I really appreciated. Was it directed by Drew Goddard, right? Drew Goddard, and also co-written by Joss Whedon, I want to say. And just a really funny movie. If you like horror comedies, this is a great one. If you like something like Scream, this one you have to watch too. There's no doubt about that. I loved it, and it's, I mean, literally, it takes place in a cabin in the woods, and you have these teenagers, seemingly intelligent teenagers, but they're being manipulated over time to follow the common horror tropes, and I love it. I love it so much. You have fucking Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford as the manipulators. And I don't even want to go into too much detail because it's such a fun watch if you haven't seen it. But I highly recommend checking out Cabin in the Woods, chat. If you like something like Scream, if you like something like New Nightmare, instantly. And then, much like Cabin in the Woods, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, another horror comedy that analyzes and dissects the horror tropes, where you have, it's it's kind of like maybe a critique on Deliverance, where you have the characters of Tucker and Dale who seem to be like, the backwoods, murderous hicks, chat, which you often see like in Deliverance or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But they're just two fucking guys that just happen to live in the country and they're doing their thing. But you have these teenagers who stereotype them as these obvious murderers who are trying to kill them. But it's the teenagers who accidentally keep killing themselves, and Tucker and Dale just becoming fucking exasperated and terrified about everything that's happening. Wonderful comedy, chat. Super gory too. Great movie. I'm trying to remember the actors. You have oh God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. But fucking wash from Alan Tudyk as Tucker and Tyler Labine as Dale, and they are great movies. Wonderful chemistry, chat. So goddamn good. Fun fact, Cabin in the Woods was shot in 2009, was delayed until 2012 because MGM went out of business, and Lionsgate brought the project from them at the time. Oh, so that was, I remember it's like seeing on the shelf. I forgot the circumstances, why. But there you go. And Miss Chu is an okay movie, but it did have, the whole movie's a gay allegory. All the kills are very homoerotic. Very much so. I mean, Acker's fine ass. It was one of the manipulators, I think, too. The gal who played Fred in Angel. Yes. So Cabin in the Woods, Tucker and Dale, a lot of horror films. I don't know what it is. Is there something to that? I think it's just a genre that, because we've seen there's so many horror movies pumped out because they're inexpensive and you can make them quickly, and because there were so many of them, and they all did the same thing, you kind of all know the tropes, and then when you have a movie that kind of dissects them, it's like, it's inspired, and it is. It's fun. It's fun to be as smart as the characters in the movie, or to have the characters be as smart as you in New Nightmare, or in Cabin in the Woods, or in Scream, or Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And there's some other ones, chat. Another one that I think does a great job of poking fun of zombie films, but also being a great zombie movie, is Shaun of the Dead. One of my favorite horror comedies of all time, one of my favorite movies of all time, chat. I mean, goddamn, Edgar Wright, and I mean, this is, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and an incredible, talented supporting cast, but it acts as just like a wonderful romantic comedy. A man realizing that he has to fix his life and become more mature, but also just is just a great zombie movie that has great zombie action, but also is great at again, these characters, like, they are very aware of what zombie movies are and what zombies do. And I love seeing their reactions and like how they would handle certain situations with that knowledge already. But definitely Shaun of the Dead. And, much like Shaun of the Dead, chat, you got to give it up to Hot Fuzz as well, which is a total deconstructive look at the action genre of all these films. Bad Boys 2, Point Blank, Die Hard, all these movies. And again, directed by Edgar Wright, starring Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. A wonderful look and deconstructive film about the action genre. And the last one, which is a more serious one, and I really like it, Adaptation, directed by Spike Jonze, where you have Nicolas Cage playing two characters, two characters who are brothers, twins. One is a struggling screenwriter who is very upset that he gets like no credit for the movies that he makes, and the other one, a screenwriter but who is very content with his life and what he does, like writing bad screenplays to bad movies. But he feels more fulfilled. And it's a really cool look into Hollywood, but specifically writers who are so often forgotten. Like, we always love to credit the directors. We always love to credit the actors, but so often the writers are always forgotten. You know, their names are on the poster, but it's not a name you recognize. You recognize maybe the director's name, you know, so-and-so's, you know, their film. You know the recognizable faces, but never the writer. And now it's like that adaptation is one, it also shows just the skills of Nicolas Cage as an actor playing those two different characters. If you've never seen, that's one of the Oscar, I think, that year. I think he won the Oscar for playing those two characters. If you have not seen adaptation, if you want to look a look into the screenwriting process and how writers are underappreciated, and just an overall like really fun, dark movie, I highly recommend checking out adaptation. That's a great Scream-esque meta movie. Charlie Kaufman's fiction. That's right. That's right. Zombieland's good. Again, that's another one that looks at the zombie genre and is able to deconstruct it. Very good one. Very good choice. Very good choice. Yeah. Ready or Not recently. Yeah, it's another one. Yeah, Ready or Not's another good deconstructive horror film. When those guys are making the next Scream, which is like, oh, that's fucking perfect. Wishing them the best. Great salutations to you, Blackstone. Hope you're doing very well. Good to see you. Talking about meta movies and movies that are good at deconstructing tropes or presenting them towards the audience and with intelligent characters. Yeah, hard to go wrong with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, indeed. RD, did you know Edgar and Simon just starred in Land of the Dead as? Yes, I did. Yeah, George Romero's Land of the Dead. I don't think I've ever seen that movie, but I knew that they did that because George Romero he loved Shaun of the Dead so much. Yeah. This is a very well-known screenwriter, writers, films, and TV shows. Exactly, and that's what adaptation is all about, which I love. I love that movie so much. It's really good. And it also shows that, listen, like Nicolas Cage, he's not just a goofy guy. I've been telling people yesterday, guys, do yourself a favor and watch Pig. The trailer looks ridiculous, but Pig is one of the best movies of the year, and Nicolas Cage does a fantastic job in it, Chad. Please do check it out. Please check it out. By the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon is a good satire of slash movies. I gotta check that one out. Thank you for this. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, please. By the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon. Thank you. Yeah. I guess 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. Those are also good. I think a deconstructive of the action subgenre, the action genre, I should say. Other guys, I was not a big fan of the other guys. I mean, there's one scene that which is fucking hilarious with The Rock and Samuel Jackson. It's like, wait, what? Which really took everyone like aback, like, oh my God. It's so funny. But I love the 22 Jump Street movies. Very funny. Very funny. But moving on from those, just to reiterate, my favorite meta movies: New Nightmare, Cabin in the Woods, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and adaptation. Aim for the bushes. Aim for the bushes, Skrells, you know. It still kills. I was like, that is, it just like, it's so fucking funny. Oh my God. But to answer your question in regards to meta games, Sunset Overdrive, I think, is one of the best meta games out there, where it actually comments on gaming culture. It comments on like notable gaming websites and things, and gaming tropes. Like, one of my favorite things in that game, and it happened randomly. You have to, it's like a typical, like a post-apocalyptic game. You're in the middle of the apocalypse. These people have been turned into gross, like boil monsters where they drink this soda, and you have to, one of the missions, you have to scale this skyscraper, which is occupied by like a villain or an enemy or something. And at one point I fell off it. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta restart from the beginning, and from the right at the bottom. And what happens is I'm instantly teleported to where I was, and the character goes, that would fucking suck if I had to do that from the bottom, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and put me right here. And I thought that was so funny, because they knew people would be so upset having to have to scale this thing again. And they really told you, we know you would hate having to scale this again, so we're just going to put you exactly where you were before. I was like, that is great. I love that. Sunset Overdrive is so funny. It's a great examination of gaming culture, video game development, and video game like websites and perceptions of gamers. Love that. Such a great game. Such an underrated title. More people should have played it. And again, it's not, I mean, that was made by Insomniac, Chad, who have gone on to make, obviously, Ratchet and Clank, gone on to make the Spider-Man games, making the Wolverine game. But that is a fucking gem. And I'm hopeful someday we'll be able to see a Sunset Overdrive 2 in some form, hopefully. But that game is so good. Love that. By the way, any movie by Phil Lord and Chris Miller is going to be stuffed in a minute. Yeah, they do a good job. They do a good job of that. Yeah, the South Park games are meta. I forgot to add those. Yeah, definitely. South Park: The Stick of Truth and South Park: The Fractured Butthole are definitely on that list too. Borderlands is going. I have two other ones up here. Chat. Deadpool, the Deadpool game by High Moon Studios. That's a super underrated superhero game. High Moon, which now is just relegated to making Call of Duty maps. But they did the Transformers games like War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, which actually I've heard they're quite good. I played some of those, I think. I want to play those on stream someday. But they also made Deadpool. And it's a relatively short experience, just 5 hours, but it's like it is the ultimate Deadpool game. It is him breaking the fourth wall. This is long before the Deadpool movie came out, and him talking about Ryan Reynolds. It's like, Ryan, it's not going to happen, baby. Yeah, I love that. And again, it was very much talking. I'm like, it's literally about Deadpool wanting to make a video game. And you going through it, and him going like, well, this level could, use some fucking work. Which I love that. That is so, like, really a sewer level in my game? Come on. Video game, the worst games always have sewer levels. What are you doing, High Moon? Like, he talks to the developer constantly, and it's you as the audience is playing him. Definitely Deadpool. And Glee. Love that song. Glee, thank you for the 500 biddies. Finally got the card situation worked out good. Let's grab a total Stillberg. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on with that. Look, it's weird. And for whatever reason, I can't export any of my Twitch videos to YouTube now, which has me concerned. So ever since that Twitch hack, things have been a little fucked up and messed up. And I don't know. I'm going to try my laptop to see if I can export videos. But for right now, this ain't working. Twitch be fucking up, Glee. Twitch is be fucking up, and it makes me frustrated. Yeah, I never played Mad World. That game, I think, helped build fans. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Agreed. Shades Running 2, I hope, knocks out of the park is the first game. I'm right there with you. Yeah. Kojima, yeah. I mean, Kojima always breaking the fourth wall. Metal Gear. Stefan, thank you for the 30 biddies. Appreciate that. Congress Bedford is another great one. Have you played Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and War? His whole thoughts. I've played Shadow of Mordor. Really liked it. I like the Nemesis system. I'm shocked that it has not appeared in more games. I was like, oh, this is really cool. The enemies come back and they attack me, and we have like a little relationship. I would love to see that expanded upon, and I haven't seen it in anything else, which is weird to me. It was such a cool new mechanic. I mean, very much inspired by Batman Arkham and the Assassin's Creed series, but that was fine. I never played War. I own War, but I never played it. I will play Lord of the Rings, some Lord of the Rings games, Chad, on stream once that new Amazon series comes out. I'm going to time it, Chad, so, because I want to do reviews for that, obviously. Maybe we'll do watch parties for it because we'll be able to. And so I'll do like Shadow of Mordor and War, and I'll do like Lord of the Rings, The Third Age and stuff. That'll be really fun. Max Payne has fourth wall moments. Yeah, Remedy does a lot of fourth wall meta moments. Like, same thing for Control, where like the character of what's her name, Jessie, like she's constantly thinking about like a movie. Like, what's the name of that fucking movie in the prison? Oh God, Morgan Freeman. Shawshank Redemption. And it's like, it's just random. It's like, where did that fucking come from? Really cool. Yeah, Remedy does some great fourth wall breaking and meta humor. Meta conversations. Could be YouTube. They just dropped a major update recently. So maybe it's fucking YouTube. God damn it. So fucking YouTube is probably the reason why it's happening. God damn it. Well, I wonder how I fix that. Because I was wondering if it was Twitch or it was YouTube, so it seems to be Google YouTube that's fucking on. Damn it. Remember, did Max Payne. They did the first two Max Paynes. Yeah, they did Max Payne 1 and 2. Then they did Alan Wake. After that, they did Quantum Break. And they did Control. And Ducking Henry, thank you again for all the incredible support. Unicorn Biddies. Thank you for, let me make sure this loads up, for the 32 biddies. Appreciate that. Very nice. Cards Bedford, it was my finest hour for massive F-bombs for me being, spew. Max Payne's shit. Max Payne's fun. It's fun. Dated, but it's fun. Definitely dated. What a good game. What was else to say? Oh, yeah, and the last one I wanted to say, Doki Doki Literature Club, where I don't want to say too much about it if you've never played it before, but it presents itself as a Japanese visual novel, and you play a male character who joins a book club at your school. And I mean, it's, typical, Japanese school chat where the 4 other members are these 4 girls, and you have to decide which one you want to be in a relationship with, chat. And you got to make the right choice. You got to make their choice. And you have a lot of interesting at Monica. Monica, hello. Christopher, I am Monica. I'm here for you. And that's all I'll say. And the least you know about it, the better. I have played it on stream. You can check out my Doki Doki Literature Club stream. I do want to play it again someday. But it fucking broke people. I love Max Payne 3. I think a lot of people don't like it because it's not Remedy made. It's made by Rockstar. But I love Max Payne 3. So, I mean, it's very much Man on Fire. I mean, they straight up stole Man on Fire. But I'm like, fine. It's fine. It's a great game. Yeah. Game stream. Like I streamed that game. Because that's when I was like first starting. That was like my first year streaming. I played that game. I was like, whoa. It was really fucking cool. Do you get Doki Doki Plus, Chris? It seems worthless to get, especially if you have the original. I have the original. I think playing on PC makes more sense. So I still have it right here. I still have the app open. Or I have it right there. So I'll play it again one day. But yeah, I don't really see the. I mean, if you don't want PC gaming, then play it that way. But there are certain things about that game where playing on PC makes sense. I don't want to go into too many spoilers. People haven't played it because it's really special. It's really fucking special, but it's a very meta game. It gets real. So I'm all about that. But good question. But just to reiterate, in terms of my favorite meta movies and games, meta movies, New Nightmare, Cabin in the Woods, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Adaptation. In terms of games, Sunset Overdrive, Deadpool, and Doki Doki Literature Club. Moving on to Stefan's second question, question 2. Scream 2 is a sequel which is just as good, if not better, than the original. Agreed. That's like watching these 2 movies, chat, pretty close to each other. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's hard. I'm like, maybe I like the original Scream a little bit better, but again, it's not like the Scream 2 is flawed or anything. It's just so much fun. It's just a really well-made and well-written movie. Both of them are. But yeah, if you prefer Scream 2 over Scream 1, I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. But agreed. Something almost unheard of in movies. What are some sequels that have surpassed the original movies to you? I picked several, chat. I think The Empire Strikes Back. Of course, the sequel to the original Star Wars A New Hope. Expands the world. Characters are in darker, more deadly situations. The settings are more varied. Everything from Hoth to Dagobah to Cloud City. More time spent with Darth Vader. The effects, I think, are even better. Has one of the greatest reveals, twists in movie history. And so, yeah, the Empire Strikes Back, definitely, I think, I love A New Hope. New Hope is a great movie. But I think the Empire is better than that original movie in every way. It is so goddamn good. Love The Empire Strikes Back. Another one, chat, Captain America, The Winter Soldier. I'm not the biggest fan of the original First Avenger. I really like Chris Evans in it. I think he's great. He's perfectly cast as Cap. I like Haley Atwell. I really like Tommy Lee Jones. I like Toby Jones as well as Arnim Zola. Everything else about the movie, I was like, and I like Sebastian Stan as Bucky too. I just don't like the general aesthetic of the movie. I don't like the way it looks. I know what they were going for. They were very much going for it. Yeah, 1940s, we're going to punch Hitler in the face. I mean, I get that. I would have liked a more grounded and gritty World War II era Captain America movie. That's what I wanted. Instead of like Captain America literally fighting fucking, Cobra. Cobra! That's what Red Skull felt like. He felt like Cobra Commander. And some people like that. And they brought in Joe Johnston, who that is very much his style. I mean, he's the director of The Rocketeer, so you know what you're going to get. And some people dug it. I was not the biggest fan, but there were some elements I liked about the movie. But I felt like the Russos really understood Captain America, Anthony and Joe. I was like, oh, this is what I wanted. Where the first one was like, 1940s war movie. And the sequel, like, this is a gritty spy thriller. And that's when Marvel started to incorporate different genres in their films. Like, you notice that in Phase 2. And Winter Soldier was handled so well. I love the rapport between Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson. The debut of Anthony Mackie as the Falcon. Love what they did with Sebastian Stan. The fight scenes, the choreography, chat. Fucking, they brought in goddamn Robert Redford, one of the greatest American actors of all time, and told him to say Hail Hydra, and he said Hail Hydra. They got Robert Redford to do that. That's amazing. I love that and Hail Hydra. I mean, just that became a thing. for like several years. Everyone was saying that, all the memes, all the gifs. So I absolutely adore that movie. It's my favorite Marvel movie, my favorite MCU movie. That's a better than sex film for me. So goddamn good. Speaking of superhero films, talking about sequels, chat, The Dark Knight. Love Batman Begins. What a great way to, reestablish the character cinematically, taking him seriously. Feels gritty, feels more real. Great actors. Everything from Christian Bale to Michael Caine to, Liam Neeson, Cillian Murphy. Great cast. But The Dark Knight just upped it. And so you can argue The Dark Knight is more of a Batman movie. Or excuse me, the Batman Begins is more about Batman, where The Dark Knight's more about the Joker and his enemies. And sure, I think that's the one criticism I'll give you. And some of the fight scenes are not very well choreographed. But that movie, in terms of the conversations, like the rivalry between Batman and the Joker, incredible. I mean, Heath Ledger he played a huge role in crafting one of the greatest cinematic villains of all time. I mean, I just, all of his scenes, like I memorized his dialogue in that movie. I love it. Where he's like, don't talk like one of them. You're not, even if you like to be. You see, the people, you and me. Oh, how was the fucking line go? I'm trying to remember the lines in the movie. I used to be able to remember all of them. Oh, it's like, okay. Oh God. Do you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. One night, he goes off crazier than usual. He gets the kitchen knife, and he goes after my mother, takes the knife to her, and says, "Why so serious?" Comes at me with the knife, saying, "Why so serious?" Puts the blade in my mouth, and why so serious? Like, all those fucking lines are amazing. Or, when he comes in with all the gangsters, and they're all talking about how the fuck do we deal with this situation. He's like, he, ha, ho, ha, he, ho, ha. And I thought my jokes were bad. The guy's like, why? What stopped me from having my boy here pull your head off? How about a magic trick? Boom! Puts that pencil down. I'm going to make this pencil disappear. Boom! Ta-da! Oh, it's gone. Like, all that shit. Like, that was... Seeing that in the theater, I knew, I was like, I'm watching something special. Everyone knew we were watching a special, where you can literally hear a fucking pin drop when Heath Ledger was talking during that movie. It was incredible, like in his conversations with Batman. It's like, don't talk like one of them. You're not, even if you like to be. Behind them, their morals, their code. It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. See, these people, they'll eat each other. Like, all that. I love that. Or like when he finally, he's in total control of that conversation the whole time. When, where Batman starts just fucking pummeling him. And it's like, does Harvey know about you? And his little bunny rams his head against the glass. And he's like, what are they? And doing that whole shit. And you have to, what's the line where he's like, oh yeah, tonight you're gonna break your one rule. He's like, I'm considering. Well, you're gonna have to think fast if you want to save one of them. He's like, them, and it's like, for a while there, I really thought you were dead. I mean, the way you threw yourself after her, and that, love it, so good. God, they can't get him back. Those moments, seeing that for the first time was very, very special. James fucking pummeling the shit. It's like, killing is making a choice. Boom! Choosing between one life and the other. Your dear district attorney, or his blushing bride to be. Boom! You have nothing to threaten me with, nothing to do with all your strength. I'm gonna tell you where are both of them, because that's the point. You have to choose, all that. Oh my God, so good. I love it. It's all those scenes. I used to remember the dialogue by heart. But yeah, The Dark Knight to me, The Dark Knight. And I mean, a lot of that, Heath Ledger's performance, but even Aaron Eckhart does such a great job as Two-Face as well. You forget Two-Face is also in that movie. So well done. So the Joker fucking wins. Give Rabbit all the awards. Thank you, Gamesh. Thank you. I wish I remembered all the dialogue from the film. I probably do if I took the time for it. Yeah. I'm the people's Joker. I like to do my Mark Hamill impression. Behind all the stern and batterings, you're nothing but a little boy crying for mommy and daddy. It'd be funny if it wasn't so pathetic. Oh, what the hell? I'll laugh anyway. Do all that. And Dark Knight Rises, which had your boy yes. Brockman. Wow, what a fucking letdown. In terms of a bad sequel, I'll put Dark Knight Rises on that list. Oh yeah, and the way he's licking he's always licking his lips and his scars and shit. A little bit of drool coming down. Yeah, I love that. So good. I did my Aaron Eckhart Two-Face reenactment. It's like, who picked up Rachel? It's like, Rachel. I love the Joker's like, he forgot her name at one point. So, you and your girlfriend, Rachel. He's like, yeah, Rachel. Like, he gave Joker did not give a fuck about Rachel at all. He literally forgot her name. It's like, oh yeah, I killed her. I don't give a shit. I love that. Oh, it's so good. Probably goes, thank you, Bach. Thank you. Oh yeah, Halloween 2018 is a great sequel. That's another good one. Yeah, except the sequel to the 78 film. Agreed. Get this man some voice work. I would love that, Skrells. I'd be all about it. Someday. But to continue on, so far, Empire Strikes Back, I think, is better than the original film. Captain America: Winter Soldier, I think, is better than the original film. Dark Knight, I think, is better than the original film. But I love, like, those, definitely love A New Hope. And I definitely love Batman Begins. But some other ones, chat. This one might be controversial. But I do think The Godfather Part 2 is a better movie than The Godfather. I think The Godfather is an amazing movie. So many great performances, chat. Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan. You name Robert Duvall, of course. Wonderful story. Great music. But Part 2, like, the one thing that always, it's interesting to me is the original Godfather definitely romanticizes the mob. It does, to a degree. About family. But Godfather Part 2 is like, yeah, all that bullshit, that doesn't exist. That's not real. All that fucking honor and morality and you following a code, that's not there. And it strips that away, and it really is about Michael choosing which family he's about. Al Pacino's Michael, where it's like my organization, my family, my criminal empire, my criminal family, or my real one. And he loses the real one at the end of the movie. His fucking relationship with his wife dissolves. His children resent him. And I really like that. And I just love the historical context of, like, the mob getting involved with Cuba and then the revolution happened and things. I think it's very good. Like, again, love The Godfather, but Godfather Part 2, that's a darker movie. It's a darker movie, and it really shows how far Michael Corleone has fallen in that film. Yeah, you get to watch one Godfather. Check it out, Gamesh. You got to check out 1 and 2. You don't need to watch the third one. Like, 2 actually ends well, and ends where it's like he's just alone, which is inevitable. But I think Part 3, unnecessary. Not a great movie in any capacity. It's not like I would say it's not like it's like awful, but it's just like this didn't need to happen. This didn't need to exist. Like, literally, like, 2, he has his empire, but he loses his family. Oh yeah, Khan, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's another one I had up there. But yeah, I mean, the Star Trek the Motion Picture, the original one, is fucking boring as fuck. I don't think that's a very good movie. Yeah, it's cool to see the crew come back, the OG crew and stuff, and have a big budget. But that movie is a little boring. The second one, however, is great. It is very, very good. Bringing back a beloved villain from the original series in Khan, showing what was happened to him after 20 plus years or something. Really great. So yeah, definitely Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, often looked by a lot of people as the best Star Trek movie. It's like, yeah, I don't disagree. I think that is the best Star Trek movie. Other one I wanted to point out, chat, Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Mad Max, love Mad Max. Very fucking weird movie. But The Road Warrior is what really capitalized on that whole, fucking society has fallen. We exist in this desert-esque environment. Because original Mad Max, like, there's still fucking plants and shit everywhere. Like, society's definitely on the cliff. It's teetering. It's teetering off. But there's still some semblance of society. But there's just all these roving gangs now and stuff. And authority is just dissolving. But when we get to the Road Warrior, all that shit, society, the foundation is gone. And now it's just Mad Max trying to exist in this wasteland, and with all these crazy people. But yeah, definitely The Road Warrior is. I think that is a better movie than the original Mad Max. And I love the original Mad Max, but that second one, it's some good shit there, Chad. Some good shit. Spider-Man 2, you know what? I'm the guy that prefers the first Spider-Man. I love it for Norman. The heart, Osborn, go for the heart. MJ and I are going to have a hell of a time. Like, I love all that shit. Oh, my God. Bourne Supremacy. I think the Bourne movies get better. Like, the trilogy, that is. I like all of them. I like the first three. The other ones can, they can burn the fire. But I think Bourne Supremacy is better than Bourne Identity. I think Ultimatum is better than Supremacy. So, yeah, that's from me. Winter Soldier, which I mentioned. Fear Street 1978. Yeah, I mean, I like the first one, though. I like the Fear Street trilogy. Those are some good slasher films, in my opinion. I thought you gave Spider-Man 1 rental. No, I did. I did. It's a fun rental. No, I think I gave both Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 rentals or high rentals, I think. But I just prefer, I think I prefer the original Spider-Man. Yeah. In terms of the Raimi trilogy, I prefer the first one. Yeah. Did I give it a mad name? Maybe I gave it a mad name. I don't remember. I don't know where I gave it. I have no fucking clue. I'm not the biggest fan of Tobey's performance. No, I'm not. He talks like this. That opening narration. They always give him the opening narration. And it's like, I'm going to tell you the story of my life. It's not a happy tale, but it's an important one where I fell in love, and I fought a Power Ranger, and I fought a hentai man, and I fought a guy covered in black. He always sounds like, Tobey, wake up, buddy. Don't have him do an audiobook. Jesus Christ. So I remember most about your reviews. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Tobey. I agree. He had his moments. I did say he had his moments in those films, but not great. Tom Holland's my Spider-Man. Tom Holland's my boy. I'm Bully Maguire the other day. He's fucking great. Everyone loves Bully Maguire doing those fucking dance moves. Woo! All about that. I've never seen the Crank films. Yeah. J.K. Simmons is great in those films. Yeah. Check out my reviews for Spider-Man, chat. Spider-Man 1 and 2, the Raimi films. They're on YouTube right now. Those are some long reviews. I think both of them are probably over 2 hours. I think Spider-Man 1 is over 2 hours, and Spider-Man 2 is like 2.5 hours. So please do check those out. Yeah. I give those time, shit. Dancing, slapping, pretty much. Thought he would be smacked. Honestly, when he's walking the streets, like, geez, they're all like looking at me like, whoa, dude, stay away from me. Gross. But yeah, Chad, just to reiterate, my favorite, the sequels I think are better than the original films. Not that the original films are bad, but I think they're superior. Empire Strikes Back, Captain America Winter Soldier, The Dark Knight, Godfather Part 2, Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Those are for me. The Saw sequels, I haven't seen enough of them to say. I've seen the first 3 Saw films, and I might have seen parts of some of the other ones. But Saw, I do not like Saw 2. That I can say. I think that just had some really annoying characters. I like Saw 3, and I don't know if it's better than the first. Maybe it's better. I don't know. It's been a long time. Saw, recently doing audio-video commentary for Saw. Like, there's things I appreciate about it. I like that film is more of a mystery than about the torture porn. I think as the series went along, it became more about the torture porn. Yeah, Saw 3. It's funny that some people are saying it sucks. I think Saw 3 was interesting. Yeah. Hellboy 2 is better. I agree with that. That's going, baby GGG. Hellboy 2 is definitely better than Hellboy 1. Yeah. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? Yes. That's another good one. Yeah, I think Dawn of the Planet. I totally forgot. Yeah, no, I love the trilogy, but I think Dawn is better than Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I know I know that my Saw review was lost at time, but I will someday do another review for that. That will indeed happen. Yeah. Can't wait to rewatch your Spider-Man 3 review on YouTube. Thank you, Glee. It will be up there someday. It will go up there. That video is saved. It'll be edited. One day it'll go up there. That'll be a fun one. Oh, Lord. But now we'll go ahead and move on to Stefan's third question. Question 3. The Scream protagonist, Sydney, just can't catch a break. All these people want to kill her because reasons. They just fucking like messing with her. For the sequel, what are some of your favorite main characters who are just trying to get through life, but life won't let them? This one I actually struggled with. And I guess I thought of Bilbo and Frodo Baggins from The Hobbit and, Lord of the Rings, the movies. Or you could say the books. But, like, Bilbo just kind of wants to, he has that yearning for that adventure. Like, he wants to do it, and he has to be just kind of give him a nudge out the door by Gandalf and things. But he's like, I just kind of want to be left at home. Frodo, on the other hand, is like, I don't want to have to deal with this bullshit. Like, I don't want to, but I know I have to. He doesn't want to go on that grand adventure. Frodo, very much in the books and the movies, he's very comfortable with his life. Like, he doesn't have that yearning of adventure that, like, Bilbo did. And he's like, Jesus Christ, this is like the most monumental task placed on anyone in the history of Middle-earth. And this fucking kid has to do it. And he's like, oh, God, I don't want to. But he does it anyway. And so definitely Bilbo and Frodo. Other people, John McClane, I would say. He's the wrong person at the wrong place at the wrong time, chat. Famously in the original Die Hard. It's like, I just came here to vacation and try to patch up my relationship with my wife. I don't have any socks on, I don't have any shoes on. I'm stepping on broken glass, and I'm fighting East German terrorists. Did not expect this. So definitely John McClane, Die Hard. And the dude from The Big Lebowski, chat, good old Jeff Lebowski. He's just like, I just want to fucking get high. I want to go bowling. I want to enjoy my, his drink of choice is White Russian. I want to enjoy my White Russian. I want my fucking rug. I want to listen to some music, man. I don't have to deal with nihilists. I don't have to deal with a kidnapping. It's like, I can't be bothered. Like, why do I have to do this? Like, definitely the dude, man. The dude abides. Don't make the dude do all this other stuff. It's the last thing he wants to do. Rambo for First Blood. That's great. Oh, that's a good one, Bach. Yes. Definitely Rambo. He's like, I just want to fucking get through town and get a hot meal and a shower. And these fucking cops, Brian Dennehy, who I think is dead. I think he did die. I've been wrong about a number of people. I believe Brian Dennehy did pass away. And he's like, now I'm going to fuck with this guy. And he unleashes hell. Why did you fuck with John Rambo? He just wanted to meet with his friends, his surviving veteran buddies, and get a hot meal. And then Brian Dennehy and the rest of these asshole deputies just fuck with him for the whole movie until he fucking snaps. That's what happens. Yeah, he did die. Okay, he did. That one is, okay, Brian Dennehy. I love Brian Dennehy, but okay, he did pass away. Gotcha. You just want to get through town. Brian Dennehy's like, nah. Brian Dennehy's that kind of guy. He's a male Karen. Brian Dennehy is a male Karen, chat, where he was just, he's like, I just want to fuck with this guy. I'm going to use my authority when it's not necessary, just to mess with him and to assert myself over him to make him me feel dominant. That's what the whole thing was. Passed away. He always played a shitty beverage. He always did. Silverado, chat. Have you ever seen, which I did a full-length video and audio commentary for Silverado. He plays the sheriff. Funny enough, a sheriff again of that town. Also a shitbag. But really good. And Rambo's friend in the movie died from cancer. He went, in the opening film when he went to go see, or the opening of the film when he went to go see him, he was already dead. He's like, fuck. Yeah. Another one? I love Brian Dennehy. He always played Karen. Even in Nebraska, he played an asshole one with his daddy inheritance. See, that's what he always does. He's good. He was really good at it, though. He was just really fucking good at it. Ellen Ripley, she's just fucking trying to deliver some space minerals. All those poor fucking schmucks in the first Alien, chat, when they're on Nostromo, they're literally truckers in space. They're blue-collar workers. They got a distress signal. Let's go down, check it out. Oh, what the fuck? Like, it was a whole ruse. The company betrayed us, and they got caught in the middle. Totally. Very much so. Laurie Strode, yeah. She's like, I was a fucking teenage girl. I'm just thinking about kissing boys and doing my homework and stuff. I don't know. I don't want to deal with a mass killer. And it destroyed her entire life in various timelines and shit. Whether it be, in the 4 and 5 when she died and her daughter was the survivor, or in H2O when she's like, I'm just going to, live my life and work at a school. Or then most recently, where she suffers from the PTSD, chat. And it's defined her entire existence 40 years later. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim, another good. Oh, that's another good one. Yeah, he's like, I just want to date this girl. Hey, might not be the best person, but my lord, why have to fight all these 7 evil exes, as Chris Evans would say? Yeah. Lori didn't die. She what the thing is, Lori died, and so there's like several timelines in Halloween. In Halloween 4 and 5, Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, is dead. her daughter, the little girl, she's like the one that Michael is stalking. That's Laurie Strode's daughter. That's her daughter. And then they rebooted it again. And then H2O, she's alive. And she works at the school, and where what's his name is her son. And then in Resurrection, she is seemingly killed. But then in this new one, as far as we know, she's alive. Yeah. Yeah, Mallory's getting fucked up in every single timeline. Like, again, that's character's like, just leave her alone, for the love of God. And this most recent one, she's had PTSD for 40 goddamn years, and it's affected her family. That's what I love about that 2018 movie, is it really did take the time to just look at what her life has become and just the unraveling of her marriage and her family. Like, I really love that they spent time with that. She fucking gave a great performance in Halloween 2018, chat. Yeah. She deserved a lot of praise for that. I think it was one of the most underrated performances of the year. She did blow his fucking fingers off. She's like, I'd be pissed. Yeah, and then Chuck's Down the Basement was dope. That was cool. No, she was a badass. I'm very interested. I'm very excited. I know Halloween Kills is kind of getting mixed reception right now. Not like awful reviews, but it's kind of mixed, positive and negative. I'm very interested to see that movie. I'm excited. Yeah. Laurie hunts down Michael while Michael wants no part until the. I think that's funny. I think that's what the premise of this new movie is. It's like now people are hunting him. I'm thinking he's just like, oh fuck, this town is just done. This town is just pissed off, and we're stopping this. This is some civilian justice. I love that mob justice, Chad, if you will. Oh Lord. But yeah, those are those, man. I did have some TV characters too. Jerry from Parks and Recreation, who is the put upon chubby guy in that show where he's constantly abused and mocked by the staff of Parks and Rec. But his home life is amazing. He has a fucking hot wife. He has beautiful daughters. And in the end of the series, he gets everything he wants, which he deserves it. But Jerry, that poor son of a bitch. And also Toby from The Office. That guy's just such a fucking sad sack throughout him. He's abused by Michael Scott. His fucking wife leaves him. He has feelings for Pam, but Pam doesn't have feelings for him. She has feelings for Jim. Like, poor fucking Toby. Toby doesn't really have a happy ending. Jerry, on the other hand, does. Film free, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. The reviews haven't been as good as the first, but I'm still looking forward to it. Same. I'm hoping for the best. But question 4, Chad. This is the penultimate question. The penultimate question from Stefan. Scream's twist was already known to me before I watched the movie, so I never got the chance to be surprised. What are some twists that really got you to have a goddamn, I didn't see that coming response? I've been lucky. I have been lucky in my life and in my childhood to be exposed to things where I just didn't know. Like when I first saw Star Wars, Chad, I was very, very young. I was like 6 years old or 7 years old when I saw when they released the trilogy, the special editions. This is before Episode 1 came out. And so I did not know. I was too young to know that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father. And when that happened, I was like, whoa, that blew my little brain, Chad. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. And so I was so goddamn lucky to experience that, because I know that is such a thing as a part of the pop culture zeitgeist. Even if you haven't seen the movies, you know Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's dad. And I was very privileged and lucky enough to be able to experience that without it being spoiled at a very young age. So definitely that's a big one. Same thing, another iconic movie show with another iconic twist, The Sixth Sense. Did not know Bruce Willis was dead. Did not know he was dead the whole time, Chad. Holy Jealous was talking to a dead Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is a fucking ghost. Blew my mind, Chad, when I first saw it. That was like, I still remember that. I remember like that was like a big movie my parents took me to like in 99. Because it's like, well, it's rated PG-13. He's not 13 yet, and it's probably pretty scary. And I was scared watching the movie. I was. But that was a really cool twist ending, of course. Iconic. Squid Games had some great twists in it. Sleepaway Camp, of course. It's like, what the fuck with that ending? Go ones. The Orphan, which is a horror film, chat. I don't know if like a lot of people have seen that movie, but it's about like this couple that adopts this girl from like Russia or Eastern Europe or something, and she's like just fucking weird and murderous and stuff. But there is a twist with her. I don't want to say what it is if you haven't seen it, but there's a twist, and I'm like, okay, I did not fucking expect that. I was like, oh my God. I gotta do like a review. I need to do a review for that movie. I need to do a scene by scene breakdown for that. And The Orphan. The Orphan has such a great fucking twist. I'm like, what the fuck? That little girl is not The Orphanage. No. There's a movie called The Orphanage, which is, that's fine. But then there's Orphan, which is like a bad movie, but it's so bad that it's kind of good to a degree. And there's a fucking twist in that where I'm like, okay. All right. That was a big one. And of course, another one, Chad, which is recent in the last few years, but the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones. I didn't know what the Red Wedding was. I didn't know what that was going to be. I was shocked, like I'm sure like a lot of people were when fucking half the cast was killed off in a single episode. When Robb Stark and his wife and his mother, Catelyn Stark, they were just slaughtered by that son of a bitch, Walder Frey. Blew my goddamn mind, chat. Broke me. That is some amazing television. That was back in the day when we were all fucking loving Game of Thrones, chat. That was like, that's incredible. Like, despite like how it ended, how it wrapped up, it'll be criticized for until we're all dead, until we're worm food, chat, and beyond. But the Red Wedding, that's some good TV right there. That is some good fucking TV for me. The experience must feel awesome witnessing a surprise twist. Yeah, it is. It's just like, whoa. That's when you know you're saying something special. Jeremy Hell caught me. Oh, that's right. With the Ganoush, Mrs. Ganoush. She got her revenge, chat. Drag her to hell, that poor girl. That poor fucking girl. She deserved better. She was a cutie patootie. And she got dragged. She got dragged to hell. Oh, the visit with the grandparents. Right. And a day is just another Arnold action gore fest of like. I've seen most of that. I've never seen the end of that movie. It's when he fights Satan, right? It's when Arnold fights Satan. So a twist where it turns out was part of. Yes, that was that one. Yep. I was like, oh, look at that. Interesting. Hope they do something cool with that, and they didn't. But yeah, it had a cool ending. Mm-hmm. Have I seen Identity, Chris? It's a good choice. I have not seen Identity. No. I gotta see. I have not seen Stir of Echoes. Where have I seen Stir of Echoes? I forgot. Summer Homecoming. Michael Keaton being the father. Oh, that was great. Yeah, that's another one. I totally forgot about that. That was like, wait, what? That is a great fucking twist, Film Freak. I had no idea going in that the Vulture was Liz's dad. And I remember when I saw that at a critic screening, and I remember going, oh. Like when fucking Peter goes to the door and he's like, oh, it's the prom night. It's going to be so. I mean, I imagine like action shit's going to happen at the prom or something. But then fucking Michael Keaton just opens and he's like, oh, that was a great fucking twist. That was really, really good. It was really good. Malignant twist caught me off guard, but not the best thing. I guessed about like 90% of that twist. Malignant. At this point, it was delightful. I agree. It was the best part of the movie. Like, I knew it was like, okay, yeah, the Potato Boy is. I said once because it's so recent. I don't even want to say what it is because it's only been out for like less than a month now. So all I'll say is I predicted about 90%. That other thing, I was like, okay, I did not expect that. That I did not know. That fucking thing. I was like, okay, that one caught me off guard to a degree, but I did guess most of it. Check out my review from Malignant, chat. It's still on my Twitch channel right now. Trippy Turtle, Darth Vader being Luke's father. Yeah, I mentioned that. I got lucky when I experienced that as a youth chat. Rushes a grenade into Satan's guts that blows him up and the train up. Nice. Very good. I was really surprised by the twist, but I did not expect that. Usual Suspects. Oh yeah, that's right. Kevin Spacey. I was expecting Busta Rhymes to come out and start rapping when the twist was like, that would have been great. If he was just one of the other prisoners there. Trick or treat, motherfucker. As he once said. Cassie the Uninvited remake of A Tale of Two Sisters really surprised me, and then the original movie surprised me even more because I've never watched those films. Old Boy, yes. I'm one of those guys that I'm not a big fan of Old Boy, both the original movie and the sequel, or not sequel, excuse me, the remake. Definitely not the remake. But yeah, I don't know. That movie was just like, ugh. It was so. That movie, that's a dark fucking film, and I'm like, I can't do it. It was a little too much for me. Have you seen The Strangers, Chris? I saw the sequel was terrible. I saw the first one. Never saw the second one. I've not seen The Negotiator. Is that the one with fucking Samuel Jackson? I've seen that like on TBS, like clips, but I never watched the entire thing. Oh yeah, the twist of Jigsaw being inside the room. Bum 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 bum. He just like stands up. He's like, "You've been here the whole time? What have you been fucking doing, Jigsaw?" I saw the remake to Old Boy when the twist happened. It made me just feel, it's like, oh God. it made me just feel really dirty, that movie. And that twist when it happened, I was like, this is just, I was like, ugh. I don't know. I mean, it's shocking. It's a shocking twist. You know, I mean, it's not a spoiler if you've never seen the Old Boy chat, but the character, our lead act, I forget the lead character's name, but he's with this girl the entire time who's been helping him, and he falls in love with her, and they have sex. They have sex often. And then it's revealed by the villain who has staged all this to torture this man that the person he has fallen in love with and has been fucking is his daughter. And it's like, oh. and then our lead character cuts his tongue off for some reason. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really care for that. Oh boy, but there's a lot of great twists. And she's possibly pregnant? I forgot about that completely. I totally forgot about that. Really? Oh shit. I'm gonna type in Old Boy pregnancy. I did not know about that. It's been a very long time since I saw the movie. It's been well over a decade at this point, so I don't really remember too much. Also, the sister. There's a lot of incest. Well, there was also the villain. He was in love with his sister, and he got her pregnant, and she kills herself because she is pregnant with his child. There's also that. I knew that. I knew that. I didn't know that. That the main character's daughter is pregnant with his baby. And because I know. Oh, okay. Wait, no, she's not pregnant. Okay. I thought so, but no. The villain, he impregnated his sister, and then she kills herself because she's worried that it had gotten out there and stuff. No, it's still disgusting. Incest, chat. Incest. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Old Boy's a little too much for me. I'm not a prude, chat. Believe me. You know, I like to see as much crazy stuff as the next guy. But that movie was like, okay, this is a little too much. A little too much for me. I will say. Hey, but people that like it, I have more power to you. I get it, but not for me. But yes, chat. A lot of great fucking twists in these movies, in these TV shows. Some good stuff. But now move on to the final question, chat. The final question that I'm obligated to answer. From Stefan. From Ducking Henry. Question 5. Scream ended up birthing, chat, front pooping out, one might say, a bunch of knockoffs, as many successful franchises do. True. What are some horror knockoffs that you actually like? That can include games. Thank you, as always, for reading my questions and those thick, girthy responses. Thank you, Ducking Henry. Thank you, Stefan, for being such a generous subscriber, for your support here on Twitch and also on Patreon and YouTube and everywhere else. Thank you so much. Scary movie, right? Yeah, I guess. No, I mean, that's the thing, chat. Like, Scream revitalized the horror genre. By the early 90s, the horror genre was dying. It was not already dead. It was suffering. It was bleeding. It was bleeding out, chat. It was bleeding out. No one was there to help it. But Scream really did revitalize it. And because of that, everyone in Hollywood took notice of it and how it was very, again, meta, how it was intelligent, how the characters spoke a certain way, you know, very of the 90s, very in touch with the youth. It's kind of like a John Hughes. It's like if John Hughes made a slasher film. That's kind of what Scream is to a degree, which I think is really cool. And they're like, oh, we're going to do just that. And they did that. And they did that with Urban Legend. They did that with I Know What You Did Last Summer and all those other very similar types of movies, Jeepers Creepers, Final Destinations, all those. And you got, and that sadly, I think that's what sullied maybe the Scream legacy to a degree, because you had all these knockoffs. I mean, Scary Movie, of course, which, funny enough, Scream was originally called Scary Movie before being changed to Scream. But in terms of like other knockoffs, like I never really liked any of those Scream knockoffs. Like I never liked I Know What You Did Last Summer. I never liked Urban Legend. I was never a big Final Destination fan. Jeepers Creepers, like, none of those really appealed to me. Like, I really love Scream 1, Scream 2. I have not seen Scream 3 in a while. Wasn't a big fan. I want to give it another shot, though. Having recently rewatched these other two movies and, like, just really loving them. And I've never seen Scream 4. But to answer your question, The Faculty. Someone had mentioned The Faculty in regards to another question earlier. But The Faculty is very much a John Hughes version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's directed by Robert Rodriguez. Stars, who is it? Is it Elijah Wood, a very young babyface Elijah Wood, and was it Josh Hartnett? Is that who's in it as well? Who was in Halloween H2? I think he played Jamie Lee Curtis's son, Laurie Strode's son in that movie. But yeah, I mean, it's John Hughes directed a Invasion of the Body Snatchers movie where aliens have literally taken over a high school, and they're like these little grubbies that hide inside people. And there's this evil alien queen. Got to figure out who the alien queen is so we can escape it. And we all snort drugs because apparently, Chad, cocaine kills aliens. So if you snort this drug and you die, you will know that you were an alien the entire goddamn time. I like that movie a lot. You know, I mean, I'm sure it's fucking. Oh, Jordana, that's right. Jordana Brewster was in that too. I totally forgot she was in that. Famously plays, you know, what's her name? Dom's sister in the Fast and Furious franchise. But no, I've always liked The Faculty. Again, it's been a very long time since I watched it, and so I wonder if it holds up. I imagine there's a lot of CGI in the movie. I bet the CGI does not hold up in any capacity. I know Jon Stewart's also in it too. He plays one of the teachers that gets fucked up by the aliens. But I remember really liking the movie a lot. Mia, that's it. Thank you. Mia Toretto, Chad. Put respect on that name. The Faculty, and I guess this is kind of like a knockoff, but you know, the found footage giant monster movie thing that was started with Cloverfield. I mean, you had a lot of those. Asylum made some, but I really did like Troll Hunter, which was kind of like the Swedish version of Cloverfield to a degree, where you follow these amateur documentary filmmakers who I think are doing something in the Swedish wilderness. And they come upon a troll hunter where his job is to maintain the populations and the locations of trolls that lived in Sweden. And you learn about all these different types of trolls, how they fucking breed, where they're located. And I remember just being a really entertaining movie. And I guess that's a knockoff. I mean, it's a found footage movie, but I think it was definitely inspired by Cloverfield, because we had already gotten a lot of found footage movies because of the success of Blair Witch Project. But you know, good found footage movies are few and far between. I mean, yes, we did have Wreck, which I really liked, which was, you know, a combination found footage zombie movie, which I thought was really cool. But you know, I struggle to think of like other good knockoff found footage movies, and I thought Cloverfield, obviously, but I don't want to say Cloverfield's a knockoff of Blair Witch. I guess it's capitalizing on Blair Witch's a success, but I feel like Troll Hunter it's a knockoff of Cloverfield, but still very good in its own right. That'll be my other one. No, Wreck is a great found footage movie. Agreed. Faculty, the rare horror film where all the main characters survive. That's true. They all fucking live. That's right. Yeah, they all live. It's crazy. Oh, Chronicle. I forgot about Chronicle. Yep, totally forgot about Chronicle. I always forget about Chronicle. I don't know why. It's a good movie. Chronicle's great. Put, you know, fucking Michael B. Jordan and Dane DeHaan on the map for a lot of people. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was always a bad movie I actually loved. Killer Clowns, I love Killer Clowns. The thing is, I don't even consider Killer Clowns. I've done a review for Killer Clowns. Check that on my YouTube, and I've done a full-length video and audio commentary for Killer Clowns from Outer Space on my Patreon. Please do check that out. So the thing is, like, I don't think Killer Clowns is a bad movie because they know exactly what they're making. They're very earnest about it. Like, it's literally about killer clowns coming down from outer space and capturing people and turning them into cotton candy cocoons so then they can eat them later on. Like, it knows what it is, and it has a lot of fun with it. And there's some really goofy practical effects. It's over the top. There's some cool gore. The designs for the clowns are imaginative. I dig the hell out of that movie. I've never, Dead Silence. Yeah, that's one I gotta watch and review. Like Malignant. Malignant is another one. I think Malignant is another one of those movies that people you either love it or you hate it. But I think that's another one that's gonna that's gonna be a cult. That's gonna be a cult classic for a lot of people. Michael B. Jordan's the only person in Chronicle who hasn't crashed and burned. Oh, poor Dane DeHaan. Dane DeHaan's still doing stuff. Yeah, he's still doing stuff, Jet. Yeah, there's some good ones though. But yeah, no, just to reiterate again, in terms of knockoffs, I guess The Faculty, because it's very much Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which I love. I love the original 1956 Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I've done a commentary for it. I want to do a review of that movie. Have I done a review of that movie? No, I have done a review for that movie. I think I have reviewed that movie for you guys, which is fucking great. Love that. And I definitely want to do. I did do a review for that one. Very good movie. I want to do the 78 one as well. 78 one is also great. Yeah. Actors are doing better than the director and writer. Yeah. Yes. Poor Josh Trank. After Capone, I'm like, okay. I don't need to see him make another biography film or a dramatized biography film. No, thank you. And Troll Hunter for, I guess, kind of like a knockoff of Cloverfield, giant monster movie, Chad, except it's in Sweden. It's in Sweden. They've said they're working on a killer. They've been talking about doing a Killer Clown sequel for 25 years. We'll see. Or 20 years at this point. Maybe it'll happen. Yeah. Going to watch the horror movie Darkness Falls before heading to sleep. Really fun movie. Enjoy it, Win Fox. Have a great night. But that does bring it. That is the last question, chat. Again, thank you, Stefan, Ducking Henry. Again, thank you, Vanispheres, for being subscribers on my Patreon. I appreciate your patrons. Hope you liked your answers. Before I go, chat, knockout-wise, Annabelle could kind of take from Child's Play, but I prefer Child's... Oh, definitely. Child's Play, things happen in Child's Play. The first Annabelle movie, I've done a review for Annabelle, and I've done a commentary for Annabelle. Fucking nothing happens in that movie. The doll doesn't do shit. Chucky's proactive. Like, say what you will about that franchise, maybe that movie, but man, Chucky gets shit done. He does something at the very least. Yeah. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, just 2 people this. 2 people this week, but 10 questions altogether. Yeah. But hey, you could submit questions if you guys want to subscribe at either the Revenite or Juicy Gangster level. Let me go ahead. I'll show you right here for those who don't know. Class in the Glass chat featuring full-length video and audio, commentaries of the movie films, the tunes, podcast chat, Discord discussions, that kind of thing. If you subscribe at the Revenite and Juicy Gangster level, or either of them, chat, either of them, you can submit questions to me, and I will answer them just like I did tonight. And like I told you, chat, this is not just yes or no answers, or maybe answers. These are thick, girthy, well-endowed, robust answers that I can provide to you, chat. So if you want to go ahead and submit them and subscribe, please do so. Please do so. I like the first 2 Child's Play. The rest are... I actually like the first 3. Actually, no, I like the 4th one too. I don't hate any of those entries. I like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Seed of Chucky's the one I'm like, this movie fucking sucks. I don't like Seed of Chucky. The other ones I'm fine with. And I have not seen the most recent ones, which everyone's is saying are actually pretty good. So I want to check those out someday. Child's Play 1 is good. Yeah, Chucky is the only killer doll who's he fucking gets it done. He's got a mouth on him, though. Newsy Ducky twerking into chaos. What I missed. You twerking, Newsy Ducky? Good to see you. We just been finished up some questions. Gonna say thick answers, thick, girthy answers. Goddamn right. Curvaceous answers. In every Child's Play, as bad as the sequels are minus. In every Child's Play, as bad as the sequels are minus Brad Chucky, which is actually I like Brad Chucky. I like all 3 Child's Play films. I think the second one is the best. I think Child's Play 2 is the best one, but I like the 3rd one too. And I think Brad Chucky's really funny. Flop, have you seen the reboot of Child's Play, Chris? Yes, I liked it. I was not a big fan of the AI Chucky, but I'm glad they decided. I liked it. It was not that I disliked the AI design, that he was like, oh, it's a computer program that's run amok. I thought they could have done more with it. I wish they almost went Gremlins with it to a degree, where Chucky takes over, like there are more Chuckies. Because they have the whole, what are they called? The good boys. I forget what the product is called. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but I think it would have been really cool, like the 3rd act. Because he does take over certain things, but I thought if it was like literally an army of Chuckies, and they're all fighting and murdering people. That would have been awesome to me. I thought that's what they were gonna do, but they didn't. I was like, oh, good guys, that's it. I knew it was something like Good Boys or something. Good guys, that's it. Thank you, Lanley. I thought it'd be kind of like Gremlins in a way, where it's like, okay, it's not just a couple Gremlins, it's like fucking hundreds of them. It's dozens, it's hundreds of them taking over the town. Like a whole bunch of fucking Chuckies like took over this town. That would have been great. Or Good Guy dolls took over, and Chucky's the ringleader. He's like the Stripe, if you will. That would have been amazing. And Army of Chucky should be a film. Exactly. That's what I would have done. It's like, oh, he takes over all these bodies now, and he's everywhere. That would have been kind of like Toy Soldiers. Yeah. Kind of inspired by Toy Soldiers. I would call it Army of Chucky. Yeah. I hope we see Shitface in the Chucky the Chucky TV series. Oh, did you subscribe, Thunderly? What? Thank you for your patronage. If you did indeed. Whoa, thank you so much, Thunderly, for subscribing. Let me go ahead and see the level which you subscribed at. At the $15, thank you so much, Thunderly. So you can go ahead and submit questions for next time, good sir. Go ahead. You want to submit early? You want to message to me? I usually make a post a few days beforehand. Give us some time to think. But thank you so much, Thunderly. That was very, very kind of you. Yes. That's for much. Thank you. Army of Chucky actually sounds. I think that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done in the new movie. That would have been the third act. Maybe like I would have had that in the second act, and then it's like, oh shit, it'd be cool. Comic Flop Chucky dolls still creep me out, to be honest. Oh, they're definitely weird looking. It's just like those eyes. Ah, I'm Chucky. All that shit. And he's like, you motherfucking bitch. Sends an army of Chuckies to Chris's door. No, I'll fucking fight him off. I can fight him off. I'd be able to fight out Chucky. I think I do a pretty goddamn good job. Thank you, Thunderleaf, for that support. That's so kind. Yeah, whether it be on here or Patreon or YouTube or OnlyFans, it's appreciated. Oh, Lord. Do you like... Oh, I love the 2018... Oh, new edition. I love the 2018 Halloween movie. That's my favorite of the Halloween films. If I had to rank the Halloween films in any order... I think I was asked this yesterday. But Halloween 2018, Halloween 1978, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and then H2O. And the rest can all burn the fire. Yes. I played Spider-Man. Can't believe how well it holds. Oh, it's great. It's 2018. Yeah, it's a great game, man. Going for those backpacks. Love that collectible. Chucky is just someone I would want to chill with before getting killed. I feel like I could talk. I feel like I can have a conversation with Chuck. I feel like I could talk him down from killing me. How do you fight Chucky? I just fucking, I do what I would do if I fought a small child. Like, if I was being attacked by, like, a bunch of small children, Chad, like, think of these small children like they're far gone. They're just evil little shits. They're like little demons. I would grab them by their legs and just brain them. Boom. I would just grab them and go, boom. Just smack them. Just grab them and go, boom, and just do that, like, multiple times, Chad. And, yeah, they'd be cutting me. They'd be stabbing me and shit. But I get, like, at least 3 or 4 by the time I'm dead. By the time I dead, I'd be smacking a lot of them on the ground. There's no doubt. You got to brain them quick. Brain them on the floor, hardwood floor. Maybe brain them on the goddamn walls. But that's what you got to do, Che. You got to just grab them by their little fucking leg and just instantly whip just like that. That's how you have to do it. Let's make a reenactment. We can do that. Oh, Lord. Oh. Ovens. You can put them in the oven. Yeah, put them in the microwave and shit. The only thing I hated in Bride of Chucky were the 2 main characters who are so in love. They start accusing each other of murder. Yes. Milberg, I had faith in humanity stored moment today. I was at the beach and saw a little girl give a homeless man an ice cream. What? That's fucking awesome. That is cute. That's adorable. That's great. Very good. Halloween 4, Michael's mask, probably the worst. No, the mask gets worse. Yeah, in those films. It's weird. He's like, wow, Chris, Sylvan reads down my secret references. Oh, no. I'm not going to lie, but Ghostface is the type of killer that you want to drop kick and call it. And like, yeah, man. Well, I love it in all the Scream movies. Like, Ghostface gets his fucking ass kicked. Like, a lot. Always getting, like, hit in the head and falling over. I love that, though. He's always flailing, too. Ghostface, he's fucking just, he's doing the wiggles and the jiggles and the squiggles chat for the hype song. He's getting juicy. He's getting juicy the entire time. His arm's always fucking up in the air trying to stab somebody. I love it. Oh, my God. But, Chad, any other questions before we wrap it up? That was the last of my Class in a Glass cast questions for the evening. But I did want to take a time, a few more minutes maybe, to ask or answer any more. Did you see Ready Player One? If so, thoughts? I did. I was not a big fan, honestly. I really liked the shiny section in the movie. But I think what was honestly missing from it was just a lot of humor. Because that movie was just like, here's this reference, and this reference, and this reference, and this reference. And I was like, okay. And it was just so much, it was such a glut of it that I couldn't even tell what was happening sometimes. Like that opening chase sequence, the race scene, I was just not a fan because I was like, I just don't like the way this is shot, and there's so much happening. I can't even get like a sense of like what I'm actually looking at. And I just thought the characters were so thin. Didn't connect with any of them. And Spielberg, he does, I really do think Spielberg, like I don't think, again, amazing filmmaker. Some of my favorite movies of all time, Jurassic Park, Raiders, of course. Revolutionary in the 70s, 80s, and 90s especially. But I don't think he can do those kind of movies anymore. I think he's kind of lost it in the same way that a lot of filmmakers kind of lose it. Ridley Scott or George Lucas, etc. I feel like if that movie was in the hands of someone maybe like Taika Waititi or Edgar Wright, it would have been better. And the other thing with Spielberg, too, is like, I thought it would have been interesting is if the protagonists just weren't all pretty people. Like, there's this whole thing, and it really fucking bothered me, where the female character, I forget her name, but she's really nervous about showing her face because she has a horrific birthmark on it. And you literally, like, there's a whole fucking scene in the movie where the main character, I think Ty Sheridan is the main character, he brushes her, and she's like a little thing on her face, and it's like, I'm so hideous. It's like, Bull fucking shit. Give me a goddamn break. I'm so hideous. It's like, no, you're not. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now, had she actually had something on her face and he loved her despite that, I was like, that would have been cool. That would have been like, there you go. But no, it's just like a little red. Everything, it looks cool on her face. It's, what are you fucking doing? That was ridiculous. I'm like, I would have was like, no, let's actually make her wear, yeah, she's got something fucking on her face. And it's like, well, I can look past that because I love you who you are. That would have been cool. And she was beautiful. And I was like, oh, she has a red mark on her face. Oh, no, she's hideous. Give me a fucking break. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look that up for you guys. Pro, good to see you. I'm mad about Ready Player One. Sissy Man Chris, do you think Squid Game blowing up in the U.S. will lead to more people here watching more South Korean shows? I hope so. I hope there's an uptick in people checking out like Parasite and things. I mean, I think Parasite was also kind of a gateway to South Korean cinema that won all those awards and things. That's the one thing about the Oscars I did appreciate. Sometimes they do give a voice to other movies that people might normally not see. I think Parasite was one of those films. Superficial, very superficial for me. Superficial ass movie. The girl, what was her name again? Samantha, Ready Player One. Face. Let's see here. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I was like, it's like that's nothing. If anything, it makes her look cooler. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, there it is. It's like it looks like she looks like an anime character. Got like a domino thing going on. Here. Oh, also we're having a conversation about posters today. How if you look on the left chat, where you have the Mondo poster of Spider-Man Homecoming, and you have the typical Hollywood schlock poster, which looks awful. It's just a bunch of clip art. Saying how posters aren't as good as they were in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. In the 90s, they did things they stopped giving a shit. But, I'm just talking about it. It was a good discussion about posters. 24 by 36, chat. 24 by 36. But let me go ahead and let me show you what this girl looks like in Ready Player One. It's like, you gotta be fucking, she's deformed. Like, she's a fucking monster in Ready Player One. It's like, give me a goddamn, there it is. Oh, she's hideous. Are you fucking kidding me? It was like, she's supposed to be like, whoa, so scary. Or like, no, look at me, I'm a monster. It's like, give me a goddamn break. I would have put some on her face. I would be like, all right, here you go. But no. Yeah. She was fine. She's fine. I'm not saying her performance was bad or anything. Like, it wasn't. It is not a bad performance. This is not a lot to her character. But they're saying that like she's supposed to be ugly looking. It's like, give me a fucking break. That was the point of the movie. I was like, all right, movie. Okay, movie. All right, Steven. Oh, you wouldn't give her a tater. I would have given her a tater face. That's what I would have done. I was like, there you go. That's exactly what I would have done. Quasimodo. There you go. I would have made her look like Quasi. You know what I would have done, Chad? I would have made her look like Quasi fucking Moto. That's what I would have done. There you go. It's somebody who should have used makeup. No, just use makeup. You just even need to. It looks cool. It's like, that's fucking badass looking. She looks like Domino from the X-Men. I'm all about that. God damn it. movie's bugging. I love that. Visually Pretty One, we're the only actors having fun. Oh, Ben Mendelsohn. Ben Mendelsohn playing the slimy fucking villain like he always does. He's like, I'm going to do this until the day I die. Ain't more power to him. You ever got how fuck ugly the whole game? Yeah, it was. No, the home. Yeah. A lot of the Marvel posters, sadly, are not great. But if you want some good posters, look at Mondo, chat, for how modern posters should be. I love me my posters because I've just been recently talking about a lot of blonde Zuko. Yeah, blonde female Zuko. Because I've been collecting some posters. I've been putting them on my wall in these nice black wooden frames of plexiglass, and look so fucking good. Things like John Carpenter's The Thing, and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Picture of Little China, and Alien, and Evil Dead, and Blade Runner, Empire Strikes Back. I have a few more coming in. I got my Assault from Precinct 13 and RoboCop poster came in yesterday. And I have my Star Wars A New Hope poster, the classic poster, coming in, I think, Monday. So I'm excited. Soldier Blue, are you still being asked to do DT gameplay during the week? I know you offered to do them because DT missed all the time. It's something you're okay with doing. Oh, yeah, I'm doing it right now. As a matter of fact, I had to do a makeup show today. So I was able to do it on Wednesday because of all the weird fucking Twitch issues. And there's still Twitch issues going on. And it pisses me off. Like, I don't know, it might be Twitch or it might be YouTube. I guess people are saying that YouTube had to update. Now, I think that might be fucking with Twitch's whole thing, which makes me really pissed off because I don't want to lose any of that videos I recorded, of course. But yeah, I'm doing it right now. And no, I think it's fun. If any, I think what DT gameplay is morphed into, yes, we play games, but I also have discussions like this. And I know it's difficult at times for DT to do one-on-one with the chat because those shows, there's a lot of moving parts. You know, you're having a conversation with someone across from you or more people, more than one person, 2, sometimes 3 other people. And you're managing these clips. You have a structure to the show, and so typically the chat is neglected. Not because it's like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. It's just that there's a lot going on, in that moment. And so I think at least for DT gameplay, it at least allows DT to have more of an open conversation with the chat and to discuss things and to keep it a little more conversational. So I'm happy to do it. I think I like it. I like it because I think it builds a stronger relationship too. And so I don't mind it at all. I get paid for it as well. So, hey, if I wasn't getting paid for it, then I'd be maybe a little, but I'm getting paid. So it's all good, baby. It's all good. But it's a good question. Good question. One I don't mind answering. Mendelsohn has fun in every movie, no matter what, even crap. Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm getting paid. He's getting paid. Doesn't care. Yeah, Mendelsohn, Christoph Waltz, and Mads Mikkelsen, Danny Houston. They love playing evil people. He played a dumber version of his Rogue One. Oh, Director Krennic, he did. I guess, yeah, I used to give away all my movie posters, so I have yet to rebuild all my movie poster collection for my walls when I move to a new place. Nice. Yeah, favorite horror movie mask? God. Michael's original mask is iconic. I'm really a big fan of that one. Ghostface too. I really like Ghostface. Something about that one. Yeah. I think it's a tie between. I'm even though I'm not a big fan of the franchise, like Jason's hockey mask is really good. Yeah. Definitely. The Swedish girl. I totally have not made fun of Sweden during this show. I have not. I commented Sweden. I was talking about the great Swedish film Troll Hunter, which is really good. I really like that movie. I think it's one of the best the best found footage movies out there. Really like it. Ghostface Mike. Ghostface, I love Michael Myers mask. Oh, the 2018 one, though, when it's all kind of weathered and stuff. Very good. Very good. Do you enjoy horror movie villains with supernatural powers or without supernatural powers? It goes back and forth, really. Don't be mad at me. I was commenting. It's Norway. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's Norwegian, not Sweden. I had a goddamn, wow, it's so funny. It's just like Kurt Russell's character from The Thing. They're Norwegian, Mac. Oh, Sweden, what are you doing? They're Norwegian, Mac. I'm so sorry. The Scandinavian portion. Whoops. Thank you for the correction. A Leatherface creepy, yeah, because it's made out of human fucking skin. That's true. That's true, Casey. That's a good one. Good pick. Canceled. I'm sorry. Jason's potato sack will live on. I love people. Some like, I love the potato sack. Yeah, he was a potato boy, chap. Aqua, do you enjoy? I'm sorry. More horror movie villains with supernatural powers or with supernatural. It goes back and forth. Like, I like Michael. He's just this really fucking strong guy who's able to do all these, crazy kills and stuff. But, like, I feel like Jason became too exaggerated. I mean, Jason was he's a copy of Michael. But, like, now he's a zombie and now he can't die and stuff. But then Michael became that way. But but then at the same time, it's like, I don't like when they go over exaggerate. But I do like characters like Freddy Krueger. I thought that was a refreshing take on a slasher at the time in 1984. When you had these prototypical ones that are just like, Jason or Michael Myers or any of their knockoffs. Freddy was unique because he would literally, like, to kill you, he goes inside your dreams. And he manipulates you that way and he kills you. If you die in the dream, you die in real life. And I love that. And so, yeah, I guess it's, it's both. It's a combination. I like it when it's done well. If you have a supernatural killer, I like it when it's done well. There's someone like Freddy. I think that's really cool. Yeah. Or like Candyman. Candyman's another great one. Candyman's another great one. I like that he's a supernatural slasher. I like that he's able to manipulate the environment and certain people and frame them for stuff. I think that's also cool. Hellraiser, another one. I really like Pinhead and the Cenobites, and from the Hell dimension, when they're brought forth, and they tear your soul apart, and that's what they do. It's great. So it's back and forth. Yeah, I have appreciation for both. Yeah. Also, Virgil Madsen is bomb. She is great in the movie, and she's a cutie patootie and a half. No doubt about it. Wasn't Jason always dead? He was alive in part 2 and 3, and then he died in 4. And then he came back as a zombie. I love BSM. Goddamn right I do. Newsy Duck, you have a question? I have a deep question. What is your question? Jumbo again, I missed it, but I was watching your Scream review earlier, and it was awesome. Thank you, Jumbo. No, that's so kind of you. I've also done Scream 2. So you want to watch that review as well, please do so. And to let you know, Chad, I will be doing a scene-by-scene breakdown of John Carpenter's original 1978 Halloween, Chad, on Monday. So the slasher movie review shall continue with the one that popularized them, Chad. Psycho was the OG, no doubt about it. It was what put it on the map. But Halloween, that was the one that really popularized the subgenre of the slasher. Yes. The thing with the Cenobites, they do break down the psyche and give you torture as you're told for opening the box. Yeah, don't fucking open that box. Don't do it. Yep. You'll be like, all right, we're going to fuck you up now. Pain and pleasure. We don't know. Angels of some, demons of the others. We have no fucking clue. Such sights to show you. Mission X does not make sense. Is it part of the time? I don't know. Friday the 13th, I think for the most part, is like pretty straightforward. Like they're all connected with the... I don't fucking know. To be honest with you, I don't know. Jason X, who knows? Like Halloween is very complicated. Where Halloween has how many times does Halloween have? I think like 3 or something. Because you have the original, so the original Halloween where it was like Halloween and then Halloween 2 where Michael and Loomis die. That is its own thing, I think. Yes. And then you have... Oh, no. You have the... No, I guess it's the Halloween 2, and then H2O, where that's its own timeline, where Loomis is dead, I think, in that timeline. And in Resurrection. So, okay, we're getting in the weeds here, chat. So one of the Halloween timelines is this. Halloween 1978, Halloween 2, H2O, and Resurrection. That is a timeline. Another timeline. Thank you. Who's that new follower, chat, that we just got? Thank you. Pokemane, what? Pokemane, thank you so much for the very kind follow. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well today. We're talking about the Halloween timelines. I'm about to explode because I'm confusing myself. But one timeline is Halloween 1, the original 78 film, 2, H2O, and Resurrection. That is one. Another one is Halloween 2, Halloween 4, where Laurie dies, where Laurie is dead, but her daughter lives on. Halloween 4, Halloween 5, The Curse of Michael Myers, and then that one is done. That's one timeline, so that's 2. That's 2. After that one, there is Season of the Witch, which is its own thing. That's the third one, where it's just that one. Michael Myers, the Halloween Michael Myers is actually a movie within the movie. There's actually a scene where the characters are watching Halloween in that film. So that's the third one. And then you have, I think the last one is Halloween 78 and then 2018 and then kills and then ends, which they're doing. And so I guess there's 4. I think there's 4 timelines in Halloween. Oh, and then there's the Rob Zombie ones. So there's Rob Zombie Halloween remake, and then Rob Zombie 2. So I think that's 5. I think there's 5. There's a Reddit one. Did I get it right? I think I got it right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I fucking nailed it. I fucking nailed it, chat. Nailed it. Reddit, according to Reddit, chat. I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I am so smart. Nailed it, chat. 5 timelines. There you go. Boom, baby. It's absurd. It is absurd for a franchise. Like, I think for the most part, God, see, I don't even know. Like, Nightmare is weird to me. I don't know if they're all connected. Like, I could tell you this. Like, 2 is weird. Like, I don't know if that's connected to any of the mainline films, but I know that there's Nightmare on Elm Street 1, and then 3, because Nancy shows up in that. And then, because that's a Dream Warriors, but then Dream Warriors are also in fucking 4, I want to say. And I think that's its own thing, maybe. I think like 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all their own thing. And 2 is this weird thing that just kind of exists. And then you have New Nightmares. I think that's like 3. And you have the reboot, of course. Yeah. Halloween is surprisingly complicated, chat. It is. 4 and 5 are connected. So 4 and 5 are connected. So okay, so 4. So it's 1, 3, 4, 5. They're connected. The other one, I don't know. 6, I'm not sure. Freddy's dead. 2 it's on its own as well. Yeah. KC Rob was like, I did one Halloween. I ain't doing another fucking Halloween. Weinstein's offered him so much money. He was like, fuck. Yeah, Halloween. Both. I don't like any of those movies, but his second one is so bad. It's really goddamn bad. Oh, just 4 and 5 are their own thing. But aren't some of the Dream Warriors in 4? Like some of the Dream Warriors are in 4 though, right? Because it carries over. I'm pretty sure some of the Dream Warriors, like they are recurring characters in 4. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, 3, 4, and 5. Well, it goes 1, 3, 4, and 5. If you have to spare someone's life in the chat, Squid Game style, who would it be? I would spare you, Newsy Ducky. You are the one I would spare. Are you satisfied with my answer? There you go. My thoughts on Ella Pleasance? Great. I like him as Loomis. He's gone. The evil is gone from here. I love his fucking his overacting in the movie. And he's so good at that franchise. He was in Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. He was in a lot of them. Bible thump. Okay. Oh, sad face. Okay. Oh, Lord. And he was like, good Lord, he chops Michael's head off. Fuck the zombie out. Oh, yeah. That's right. Was the end of 4 literally start at the beginning of 5? For Nightmare? I don't fucking know. No, because I don't remember, man. I don't remember. Now I'm getting myself. You know what, chat? I'm just gonna rest. I'm gonna rest on my laurels. I figured out the Halloween timelines without any outside help, and I double checked and I got them right. So I'm just happy about that, chat. Very happy about that. Yes, indeed. No, but okay. But there you go, chat. Nice 3-hour stream for you right there of class and the glass cast for your ass. With a little bit of sass. Thunder Lee, okay, real question. If Halloween 3 was successful, what would be your story for Halloween 4? I don't know. Anything. I really like John Carpenter's idea that he wanted to make Halloween into an anthology horror series. Like Creepshow. Or whatever. Tales from the Crypt, whatever. I think that would have been really cool. I think that's what happened was they made a direct sequel into the first Halloween. I think that was the problem. And I would have loved to have seen what that would have been like. I don't know. It could have been anything. It's just the new Halloween movie, right? But yeah, that's done. Maybe they can do that now. Maybe they can attempt that with bringing the end to this franchise. Well, I mean, Michael will never die. He's always going to come back in some way, I imagine. But I'm hopeful. I think it would have been cool to have had Halloween be a horror anthology series. Yeah. I agree. Halloween would have been much cooler as an anthology series. Yeah, I agree. The sequel messed it up. Yeah, that's the thing. They just shouldn't have done that. And I think after the Season of the Witch was not a success, he sold all of his rights to the franchise to whatever studio had control of it, or the individual that had control of it for a while. And then he came back. They did court him originally for H2O to have him come back and direct it, but he wanted like a specific amount of money, and they said, we ain't paying you that much, John. And so that didn't happen. But now he's back as executive producer, and he's doing the score to, he did it for 2018. Now he's doing it for Kills, and then he's doing it for Ends. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. I like 3. No, 3's fun. 3's fun. It was so different. I guess people just weren't ready for something like that. They're like, we want more Michael. And I was like, all right. Shit. There are like there's a lot of abandoned Halloween sequels. There are like videos online where someone actually mentioned today. Let me go ahead and look it up, chat. But there is like a good YouTube series where the guy talks about like horror movie sequels that never happened, and Halloween had a shit ton. They had a lot. Let me see if I can find that. It was like a dozens, or close to like 24 ideas. Yeah, unmade. Here it is. Here's the video. It's like 20-minute video of unmade Halloween sequels. If you guys want to check it out, it is definitely worth a watch, in my opinion. Boom, there it is, Jeff. The Akkad family, that's right. As long as the Akkad family own the rights to Halloween series, they will keep milking the shit out of these freaking movies so we realize they don't give a shit and stop watching them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, is there the one that they were going to put the Halloween sequel in Egypt? I don't even know. Maybe. There was a lot of them. They had a lot of different ideas. Some crazy shit. There was like Halloween in court, like Michael Myers goes to court and shit. Carver wanted $10 million, and Mustafa Akkad said nope. Ultimately, Mustafa Akkad killed the series until his son took over and gave it to Jason Blum. Now they made the best decision, because I think the franchise, like again, Blumhouse is weird. They'll make a great movie and then they'll make a piece of shit. It's back and forth with them. But so far, the Halloween franchise has been treated well. I've not seen Halloween Kills, but I'm hoping for the best. Yeah, chat. Hey, all this Halloween talk, like I said, I will be doing a review, scene by scene breakdown to Halloween 1978 on Monday. So tune in, chat. That's when I'll be back on my channel. It'll be fun. And then for the rest of the week, I think, what are my other reviews? I'm trying to think, what's my next horror movie reviews for you guys? Oh, yeah, Boo. I'll be doing the Madea movies, chat. So after that, after Halloween 1978, I'll be doing Boo and Boo 2, a Madea Halloween. Keeping all those Halloween parts. Make her part. She's the other timeline in the Halloween franchise, chat. And then I'll also be doing Halloween Town, followed by some of the Alien movies, chat. So Alien 3, Resurrection, and Prometheus. And who knows, maybe some more. Maybe I'll do a few more. I love doing horror movie reviews, chat. They're so much fun. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Halloween Town is good. That's some good shit. That's a Disney Channel original classic that I'm all about. We got to do a Disney Channel original movie review on DT for Halloween Town, chat. So goddamn good. That is one of the best ones. That's top 5. That's top 5 up there, in my opinion, chat. Oh, but chat, I got to get going now. I must bid you adieu. Thank you for all the support. I do hope you enjoyed this Class in the Glass cast. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you again, in particular, to Thunder Lee for subscribing to my Patreon, and, of course, to Vanispheres and to Stefan, Ducking Henry, for submitting these questions. And the rest of you guys, seriously, thank you so much. This was such a fun stream.